Ladies and gentlemen, put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Want to make sure my volume is good. Want to make sure we're all good before we head in and get it in. Thank you for being here. For those who have dropped by and said some kind words, I appreciate that. Normally, I don't do this, but I want to take some time today because I had a little time off today to do this. I want to talk about let's talk education. Why traditional school is a dangerous place for Black boys and probably boys. Period. I have a few things I want to go through here. I do have a video that I want to play first, but before I do, I want to get into this chat real quick because we have some people in here that are here to support today. Let's see here. We got Reckless in the building. Says, I'm here for you, big dog. Good job. Thank you so much, Reckless, for being in the house tonight. It's my brother from another mother. We got Carl Brook in the building tonight. Thank you today. Thank you, Carl, for being here. I appreciate you as well. And as you guys come in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and show some support for the channel and what we're trying to do, what we're going to do, and how we're going to do it moving forward. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here. All right, so let's just hop right on into this. First, I want to show a video about education. This young man did this video some years back, but I think it rings true today about the education system. And I think that we need to pay attention to what he's saying. Yes, I want you to pay attention to every word that this man is saying. I want to pull it up here. Give me just a second, because I do believe that he is telling the absolute 100% truth about education and where we are today when it comes to our children. I think I've showed this before in some months back, but I definitely want to bring this back in. So here we go.
Albert Einstein once said, everybody's a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today on trial we have modern day schooling. Glad you could come. Not only does he make fish climb trees, but also makes them climb down and do a 10-mile run. Tell me, school, are you proud of the things you've done? Turning millions of people into robots. Do you find that fun? Do you realize how many kids relate to that fish? Swimming upstream in class, never finding their gifts, thinking they are stupid, believing they are useless? Well, the time has come, no more excuses. I call school to the stand and accuse him of killing creativity, individuality, and being intellectually abusive. He's an ancient institution that has outlived his usage. So, Your Honor, this concludes my opening statement, and if I may present the evidence of my case, I will prove it.
Proceed.
Exhibit A. Here's a modern day phone. Recognize it? Here's a phone from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? Stay with me. Here's a car from today. And here's a car from 150 years ago. Big difference, right? Well, get this. Here's a classroom of today. And here's a class we used 150 years ago. Now, ain't that a shame? In literally more than a century, nothing has changed. Yet you claim to prepare students for the future? But with evidence like that, I must ask, do you prepare students for the future or the past? I did a background check on you and let the record show that you were made to train people to work in factories, which explains why you put students in straight rows, nice and neat, tell them sit still, raise your hand if you want to speak, give them a short break to eat, and for 8 hours a day, tell them what to think. Oh, and make them compete to get an A letter which determines product quality, hence grade A of meat. I get it. Back then, times were different. We all have a past. I myself am no Gandhi. But today, we don't need to make robot zombies. The world has progressed. And now we need people who think creatively, innovatively, critically, independently, with the ability to connect. See, every scientist will tell you that no two brains are the same. And every parent with 2 or more children will confirm that claim. So please explain why you treat students like cookie cutter frames or snapback hats, giving them this one-size-fits-all crap.
Watch your language.
Sorry, Your Honor, but if a doctor prescribed the exact same medicine to all of his patients, the results will be tragic. So many people would get sick, yet when it comes to school, this is exactly what happens, this educational malpractice, where one teacher stands in front of 20 kids, each one having different strengths, different needs, different gifts, different dreams, and you teach the same thing the same way? That's horrific. Ladies and gentlemen, the defendant should not be acquitted. This may be one of the worst criminal offenses ever to be committed. And let's mention the way you treat your employees.
Objection. Overruled. I want to hear this.
It's a shame. I mean, teachers have the most important job on the planet, yet they're underpaid. No wonder so many students are short-changed. Let's be honest. Teachers should earn just as much as doctors, because a doctor can do heart surgery and save the life of a kid. But a great teacher can reach the heart of that kid and allow him to truly live. See, teachers are heroes that often get blamed, but they're not the problem. They work in a system without many options or rights. Curriculums are created by policymakers, most of which have never taught a day in their life. Just obsessed with standardized tests. They think bubbling in a multiple choice question will determine success. That's outlandish. In fact, these tests are too cruel to be used and should be abandoned, but don't take my word for it. Take Frederick J. Kelly, the man who invented standardized testing, who said, and I quote, "These tests are too cruel to be used and should be abandoned." Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if we continue down this road, the results will be lethal. I don't have much faith in school, but I do have faith in people. And if we can customize healthcare, cars, and Facebook pages, then it is our duty to do the same for education, to upgrade it, change it, do away with school spirit, because that's useless. Unless we're working to bring the spirit out of each and every student, that should be our task. No more Common Core. Instead, let's reach the core of every heart in every class. Sure, math is important, but no more than art or dance. Let's give every gift an equal chance. I know this sounds like a dream, but countries like Finland are doing impressive things. They have shorter school days. Teachers make a decent wage. Homework is non-existent, and they focus on collaboration instead of competition. But here's the kicker, boys and girls. Their educational system outperforms every other country in the world. Other places like Singapore are succeeding rapidly. Schools like Montessori, programs like Khan Academy, there is no single solution. But let's get moving, because while students may be 20% of our population, they are 100% of our future. So let's attend to their dreams, and there's no telling what we can achieve. This is a world in which I believe. A world where fish are no longer forced to climb trees. I'll rest my case.
Well. I'm glad that I was able to watch that again. I always enjoy watching that because he's telling the absolute 100% truth. All kids' brains are different. Everybody thinks different. Everybody has different talents. Everybody have different skills. It's like getting a band together, and everybody knows how to play lead guitar, but nobody knows how to play. But nobody plays drums. Nobody plays the piano, the auxiliary, right? And so I think that when you put 20 kids in a classroom and you expect all of them with different temperaments, different mindsets, different dreams, different things that are going on in their mind, that there's no way these kids can learn. Most kids will probably shutting down. Most of those kids are probably they probably don't want to be at school. They're bored. Start playing with their phone, their shoelaces. Then that's when the discipline comes in. Oh, we're going to discipline them. Oh, they have ADHD. Oh, they have all these problems. Parents, you need to stuff your kids with pharmaceutical drugs so we can keep the pharmaceutical company happy, and make trillions of dollars, and keep the kids just drugged up like robots. You heard exactly what he said. And so what do you guys think? Put it in the chat. What do you guys think? And salute to T. Riggles for being here today. Much love to you, the same. But I think education today, guys, I'm gonna play another video in a second, but I think education today is trash. It's amazing that kids go to school 8 months out of the year, and at the end of the year, they have to take one test to determine what those 8 months meant. So most kids are not good testers. Right, most kids get nervous under testing and fail miserably. Most kids don't get enough attention throughout the year anyway. Yeah, they got these different 504 programs, all this kind of other shit, but it doesn't work, right? Because you're really not giving that kid the attention, right? Little boys are running wild, right? Now they don't even have recess anymore for the children. Children can't even go outside and run anymore. There's no such thing as the kids going out playing anymore, or rough housing anymore. All those things are gone. All the kids have to be treated like adults. Sit in the classroom, shut your. This is the rules of the kids. Sit in the classroom, shut your damn mouth. Don't say nothing. Don't reach for nothing. Don't touch nothing. Don't talk to your neighbor. Don't talk to the person in front of you, behind you, or the sides of you. Don't ask me a question unless it's a new question. Don't ask me a question if you don't understand nothing. The rest of the class has to learn. Be quiet. Walk down the hallway in a straight line. Don't say nothing. Get your tray. Sit down at the lunch table. Eat your lunch. When the bell rings, get back up. Get in the line. Throw your tray in the trash. Walk back in the line, back to the cell. Get back in the jail cell. Go back into class, listen to a teacher who is 30 years past her retirement. Will talk slow, walk slow, have arthritis, teaching kids who need some excitement, some kids who need to be hands-on. And they're listening to teachers that say, if you take out your books and turn to page 26, and you got all these black, beautiful kids in the classroom. These black, beautiful kids in the classroom, they cannot learn. They cannot learn. The education system is trash because they don't take the time for the kids. They got teachers there who are past their exit. And then all these kids have different mindsets. We got to take heed to the message in the building. Man, take heed, man. If you're not busy, and I know that you're working or may or may not be busy, but if it's possible, I would love to have you in here on this one. Just let me know in the chat and I'll send you the link if you want to come up. However, these kids are sitting in the classroom just listening to one teacher that's too old, past their time. These young black boys especially are full of energy, and they're suppressing the children by making them sit still, look forward, don't talk to your neighbor. So don't be social. Don't be sociable. Don't talk to your neighbor. Do your work. Look straight at me. Don't hold your head down. Don't move. Don't run. You're too fast. Line up in the hallway. It's just so much that these kids have to. You can't contain a little boy, especially little black boys. They want to run, throw the football. They want to rough each other up and wrestle and play like we used to do back in the day. We used to wrestle and play back in the day at recess. Now I've come to the knowledge of knowing they don't have recess anymore. They don't have recess anymore. All they have is get your shit, come in, and we're going to make you study and practice for a test. And at the end of the year, one test will determine your future. Here in Texas, it's the STAR test. The STAR test will confirm your future. It's crazy that one test will do that. A kid can pass all year, but they're judged based on one test. And if you fail that test, you're screwed. But I want to play this this doctor who studies children for a living. And I'm gonna bring her up and let you guys hear what she has to say about young boys in the classroom. She said we're destroying them with traditional school. Here we go.
Boys can't learn the same way little girls learn at a very young age. And we're overdiagnosing little boys with behavioral problems and ADHD, and a lot of that has to do with forcing them into situations that are not good for them, meaning little boys have a lot of testosterone between the ages of 3 and 6, which means they need to run around a lot. And between learning, they need to have a lot of physical activity. And we're making them sit in circle time, and we're restraining them in a way that's causing them to feel a great deal of stress with very high levels of cortisol, which makes them seem distractible. And then they're diagnosed as being problems in the classroom. And so it's not that, we're really failing little boys. It's not that there's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with the way we teach.
It's not something wrong with them. It's something wrong with the way we teach. Is the last thing that she said, the way we teach, right? You expect little boys who are full of energy to run around all day. Sit down all day in the classroom, who's full of energy, aspiring to can jump over a fence, a 8-foot fence. And you want them to sit still and do nothing for 8 hours, but pay attention to you, which you have no excitement. Even adults, if an adult goes to a concert, and the guy at the concert gets up and starts saying, "There must be light in the darkness somewhere. Got to be clouds and fire in the sky so blue." Y'all gonna be like, "What the heck? Wait a minute, hold the hell on. Wait. If I can dream of a better man, Oh, my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why. Oh, why, oh, why. The artist will look up and people will be gone. Because you have to be able to arrest people's attention. And you can't arrest our attention at a concert, adults who are 30, 40, 50 years old. What do you expect children to do? At a school for 8 hours. Hell, at a concerts with 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depending on who it is. For shits and giggles, just say it's Beyonce. Nobody can sit at a Beyonce concert and Beyonce sitting in a chair with her wig off, singing, all the single ladies, all the single ladies. Uh-oh, 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 let me cater to you, whatever you want me to do. You would be like, what the hell is Beyonce doing? The people would get up and leave. No one would sit and listen to Beyonce in the chair with no wig on for 2.5 hours. So we expect our kids to sit and listen to an old teacher who's past her time with an old wig on, sitting down at her desk because her knees hurt and arthritis is kicking in. And her knees are hurting, and she's saying, turn to page 24. Turn to page 24. And let's go to part B. What does it say, Timothy? Read it again. I can't hear him getting old, buddy. Who wants to sit in class for 8 hours out of the day listening to teachers who are past their prime, who are past their exit, didn't take the exit, but passed it? I want to play this again, guys, because in the chat, I want you guys, Reckless, if you're not busy, brother, I would love you to come up as well. Let me know and I'll send you As a matter of fact, I'll put the link out for everybody. Because I want to hear different perspectives on this. All right. Come on, Cam, come on up here if you're available. But when it comes to education, guys, the link is in the chat right now. But when it comes to education, we are, as a whole country, these children are failing. They're failing. Listen to what Reckless said. Reckless said, laugh out loud, the teachers are hot and horny now. BMU. Laugh out loud, our teachers were not like that. Absolutely. Let me share something with you. I went to my son's school, and my son was excited for me to meet his teachers. My son's 16 years old. I'll go up to the classroom. He said, this is Miss King. She said, oh, hi, Jabari. Gave him a nice little hug. I said, oh my God, guys. No disrespect to my wife. She was fine. I mean, fine, bad. And I said, oh, this is where my son passing. Right? Oh, he's a great, she said, your son's a great helper. He helps me. He comes in and does his work. Yes, ma'am. I understand why. He's 16. I understand why. These teachers are bad or fine now. These young teachers, they're not like the teachers was back in the day. You would have to do what you needed to do, or they would get you together. All right, Reckless. I just put the link in the chat, sir. And so our education system is trash. But while we're waiting on Reckless, I want to play this clip one more time, and I want you guys to pay attention to exactly what she's saying about how we're failing our sons because we confine them to spaces and they're not supposed to be in those spaces. Here we go.
Boys can't learn the same way little girls learn at a very young age. And we're overdiagnosing little boys with behavioral problems and ADHD, and a lot of that has to do with forcing them into situations that are not good for them, meaning little boys have a lot of testosterone between the ages of 3 and 6, which means they need to run around a lot. And between learning, they need to have a lot of physical activity. And we're making them sit in circle time, and we're restraining them in a way that's causing them to feel a great deal of stress with very high levels of cortisol, which makes them seem distractible. And then they're diagnosed as being problems in the classroom. And so it's not that, I mean, we're really failing little boys. It's not that there's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with the way we teach.
Put it in the chat, guys. If you agree with her, put it in the chat. Do you believe that we're failing our little boys because we confine them into spaces, and they're not supposed to be there. She just gave you the difference between the boys and the girls. Yeah, girls are laid back. Girls can lay back and chill and be reserved. But boys are little warriors. I will never forget hearing this man say that, talk about children in his country. He said a 9-year-old in his country can do more and is able to do more than a 29, 30-year-old man in America. I'm going to say this one more time. There was this guy. I'm going to see if I can find the video and pull it up for you guys. In his country, he says that a 9-year-old boy is able and capable of doing more than a 28-year-old, 29-year-old man in America. Take heed to the messages in the building. She said, but I don't like the female teachers looking like hood rats. Absolutely. Woo. You're absolutely correct. The way that my son's teacher was dressed, she was dressed okay, but good. I mean, wow. Shit. It was crazy. All right. Now, Danny, can you allude to what's a lie? Because I want to be able to respond if you can, sir. T. Wriggles, B. Girls develop faster than boys. They are more responsible, more everything. From 0 to 12, girls are superior. 12 to 18, the boys take over. Why? I don't know. I think boys have a lot of pressure on them when they come out. We were talking about DV yesterday, domestic violence, on the Great Trigger Mike show last night. And we were talking about young men who have been, the young men are suppressed at an early age. They're not allowed to be who they are. They're told that they have to respect everybody, never put your hands on a woman. Even if she beating you upside the head, you're never supposed to defend yourself. You're supposed to let her. A lot of pressure is put on you when you fall off a bike. Little boys are not assisted. They're not shown love. Excuse me. They're not shown love. They're shown, get your ass up, get back on that goddamn bicycle. I don't give a damn about your feelings. So our boys don't get a lot. Girls get to develop because they get everything. They get nurtured, they get loved on, they get coddled. They're allowed to beat the shit out of their brothers without consequence. And so yeah, girls will develop. You'll develop faster when you're allowed to be who you are. Little boys, when they come out, they have a set of rules already waiting for them from the time they baby boys up until they're adult men. Until they're adult men. For the people in the back who are just watching, Donnie Kirklet, I'm thank you. He said, thank you for being here. Never seen your name in our chat before, but I appreciate you being here. Hit that like button, subscribe button, man. Would love to have you come up and tell me what the lie is. I will invite you up on the panel. The link is in the chat. Matter of fact, let me put that link at the top here so you guys can see it. Give me just a second. Hold on. Let's see. All right. All right, it'll be there in just a second. All right, there we go. All right, let me pin it for you guys. All right, it's at the top. So anybody want to join, the link is ready. The link is at the top of the chat. All right. Dr. T. Rickles B says, Dr. Delbert Blair says a girl experiences an unnatural event called a menstrual cycle. Women don't like hearing this. That blood that leaks are filled with brain function capabilities. Wow. Wow. I learned something new today. Wow. Any other ladies in the chat agreeing with this T. Rickles B? T. Rickles is in the building. T. Rickles, do y'all agree with this? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree. Wow. me read it one more time. Dr. Delbert Blair says that girls experiences an unnatural event called a menstrual cycle. Women don't like hearing this. That blood that leaks are filled with brain function capabilities. Wow, just wow! I've learned something new today. Wow. But here's the video once again, because I want to make sure I brand it on people's minds of what this lady is saying. Here she is.
Boys can't learn the same way little girls learn at a very young age. And we're overdiagnosing little boys with behavioral problems and ADHD, and a lot of that has to do with forcing them into situations that are not good for them, meaning little boys have a lot of testosterone between the ages of 3 and 6, which means they need to run around a lot. And between learning, they need to have a lot of physical activity. And we're making them sit in circle time, and we're restraining them in a way that's causing them to feel a great deal of stress with very high levels of cortisol, which makes them seem distractible. And then they're diagnosed as being problems in the classroom. And so it's not that, I mean, we're really failing little boys. It's not that there's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with the way we teach.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, guys. I want to drill that in your heads. I think we're failing our little boys. I think we're failing our kids, period. But little boys are suffering. They're in the classroom. They're told that, and think about this. We talk about girls' development, but think about the little boys. You are a little boy who aspires to do one thing, and you're telling other people are teaching you something that you're not aspiring to be. Imagine going to school. With, hold on just a second, guys. Hold on just a second. Let me see something here. All right, I'm back, guys. So I had a call. I got brother Payne coming up. He wanted the link. I sent it to him. All right. So anyway, I think that we're failing our kids. You can't allow your kids to you can't expect, I'm not going to say allow, you can't expect your kids to learn anything when 20 other kids are in the class. Then now you're expecting your kids to learn the same way, learn at the same pace, learn at the same drive, have the same energy. Basically, it is a prison because everybody in that school, has to do the same thing. Turn to page 5. Everybody turn to page 5. Does everybody understand it? If 2 people say they understand it, the teacher moves on. Little Johnny at the back gonna take him a couple of more times to understand it, but we don't give a damn about Johnny. We only care about the kids that catch on to it faster than others. So that's where we are. If you just came in, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button as you're coming into the live right now. I got Reckless in the building today, taking a walk outside. Reckless, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's going on, my guy? Talk to me.
Oh, I got a little bit while I'm on lunch. I was gonna come up. I actually slightly disagree with you.
Okay, all right. That's fine. Let's go. Let's rock it out. Let's go.
So, at what point was this? So we can agree that the school system was built to churn out factory workers, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, what have they been doing systematically since we stopped getting rid of factories?
I think now, Reckless, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you are the info guru. Correct me if I'm wrong. After the factories were over, everything stayed the same. Nothing changed.
No. There's actually
in the classroom per se.
Well, no. There's a few key things that have changed.
Okay.
The schools are actually producing dumber people. They stopped teaching critical thinking. They've starting to teach a more inefficient version of math.
Yeah.
They've curtailed, because like even when they were making factory workers, the factory workers were aware. The factory workers were aware of politics. They knew what was going on economically, geoeconomically. That's the reason, even though like we always have this conversation where we're like, oh, it was so much easier way back when. People were so much smarter way back when.
Yep.
My generation, literally anyone younger than me, they don't have critical thinking skills unless someone taught them outside of school, because they don't teach that in school anymore. So they've actually pivoted the way that the whole institution works. Because like if they were just churning out factory workers that could think critically, you can figure it out on your own. They're not making people that will be able to figure it out now.
Right.
That's so it's actually gotten worse, because they were like, not only are we going to manufacture like basically cogs, but we also don't want you able to think for yourself, so that way we can trigger you however we want to get you to do whatever we want. And they've separated the parents, because now we all have to work harder. So now you're left giving your kid over to them and expecting them to do your job. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, a big chunk of the education that was always given was also given from the parents. I mean, if you look at other cultures and how they navigate, I mean, you look at the small hats, they have an expectation that they're supposed to teach their kid a trade.
Right.
You're supposed to teach him what you do by a
Right.
certain age, or you are considered a failure as a father.
Right.
They don't send them to school and go, oh, well, like now he knows how to do what I can do. The expectation is you will take time after this boy becomes of age, you will take him with you and teach him what your family does that's of use.
Mm-hmm.
And then prepare him to go into the world. We're not doing that. We're leaving our children to this system that is set up by design. The school's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's to make a populace that's controllable. And
Now,
then we're oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I heard a young man say before that school is literally prison. He said you sit in the room all day,
Yep.
and then when allowed, you line up, you walk in a straight line to a cafeteria, you pick up chow, you all sit down together collectively, you eat.
Yep.
When you're done eating, they check everybody, make sure you're done eating. Everybody gets up at the same time, gets back in the same line, discard their trays, get back in the line, walk back to the classroom, sit back down in the room for the rest of the day. And it's every day, same thing.
Yeah. And I mean, it's even worse than that. I mean, if you're one of the people who are more testosterone filled than the other ones that they've already dumbed down, then you also get the privilege of going to detention. You get the privilege of going to PRTF, which is basically jail for kids, repeatedly throughout the school year for weeks at a time, where you have to go stay in an inpatient facility with kids that are going to grow up to be little psychopaths. Like, there's actually people with mental issues in there. And because you talked in class or you got into a fight, they send you there. And you get used to a cycle of going somewhere where you actually are, on some level, incarcerated against your will and then released back into society. So, yeah, I mean, like a lot of the stuff that they're utilizing within the school system, because like once the school got involved in what kids did outside of the school, when you were talking about roughhousing and whatnot,
right,
those are criminal offenses now. You have a juvenile record.
Exactly.
You're an underage criminal. So, I mean,
you just made a valid point. That was excellent. Right back in the day, man, you can go outside and put somebody in the headlock, drop back on them, practice the wrestling moves you saw on WWF the night before, and go back to class. Nothing wrong. You do that now, they'll call the police.
Yeah, you'll get picked up as soon as you get in school the next day.
Yep.
And like when I tell people, like when I was growing up, they're just like, "What do you mean you got into fights?" So I was like, "Dude, we used to just roll up to people's houses and beat them up in front of their mom, like right after school was over, if we had a problem at school."
Exactly.
And that was normal. Like, we would roll out there, you would do what you had to do. It went one of two ways, and then you walked home whether you got beat up or won the fight.
And now it's root.
Yeah. And like, if you did that now, like I've had kids when I worked in mental health. What? What was that, T?
What'd you say, T?
No, go ahead.
No, what I was saying was
I
have kids that are.
Go ahead. You go ahead. You can add to it. Go ahead. I think something wrong with his mic. Oh, there
No,
you
all
go.
I was
Go
going to
ahead.
say is that, you can live to fight another day. Do you know what I'm saying? That was the beauty
Hmm.
about fighting back in the days. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
to help the build with you, Ray. I mean, we talked about this the other day. How they took away, like for an example, wood shop
Hmm.
mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
These
Hmm.
are traits that
Welding.
people lived off. Well,
Mm-hmm.
all of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's vital. But when you took that away, it's almost like I had to look at it like, wow. So you don't want people to do things on their own in a way, and that's how I took that. I thought all that.
No, no, you're 100% correct. I mean, you know what's even better is like we have a social media marketing campaign within the black community specifically that tells you you're not supposed to get your hands dirty either. You're supposed to be a whole
Mm.
society of people that don't know how to do shit. But we all get into the bag, right?
Right.
Can't fix
Is
a
that
damn thing.
right?
like, like I'm like it's gonna be real interesting when these lights go out and these people realize that once that money's not worth nothing, that those people that you hire to guard you will eat you because they can.
Yep.
Like,
Hey, that's the damn reality. That's the damn truth. For sure. We got grooming reviews. I want to play this video one more time for you guys. Reckless, I want you to respond to it as well as T
mhm.
Wriggles. But I want you guys to watch this one more time, and then we'll discuss it. Here we go.
Boys can't learn the same way little girls learn at a very young age. And we're overdiagnosing little boys with behavioral problems and ADHD, and a lot of that has to do with forcing them into situations that are not good for them, meaning little boys have a lot of testosterone between the ages of 3 and 6, which means they need to run around a lot. And between learning, they need to have a lot of physical activity. And we're making them sit in circle time, and we're restraining them in a way that's causing them to feel a great deal of stress with very high levels of cortisol, which makes them seem distractible. And then they're diagnosed as being problems in the classroom. And so it's not that, I mean, we're really failing little boys. It's not that there's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with the way we teach.
Reckless, what's your thoughts on what she said?
100%. 100%. The school system raises little boys as defective girls. That's what
Wow.
it does.
Say that one more time for the people in the back.
The school system in its current iteration brings up little boys and teaches them and raises them as though they are defective girls. That's who the school system is set for. But also by design, because if you have men that are groomed at an early age to 100% restrain their masculinity, taught that
Mm.
their masculinity is wrong, that their masculinity is toxic, everything that they do, you need to sit down, shut up, and follow instructions. You've eliminated the class of people who will revolt, who will not comply. You're making you're molding these men into being agreeable. The world is changed, and every revolution on this planet is done by disagreeable men.
Mm-hmm.
If you eliminate the disagreeability, then you now can, like I said, you do what I tell you. It's just like what Queef Maker says all the time. You go do. I tell you what to do. You go do. Like there's a reason she thinks like that because you can see it. And if you work in psychology, like you know what it is. Like if you have a psych background, if you're educated, if you understand,
Mm.
you're breeding compliance. Men are inherently less compliant than women. That's the reason when wars pop off, it's not a bunch of chicks that ran out into the streets that were like, we're not taking this anymore. We're burning everything down. It's men who do that. So the school system in and of itself, because like I mean, think about it. When we put this in place, we got done fighting a bunch of wars, disagreeable men. We were like, hey, we're not doing that. Squash that out. They just
Right.
gotten this continent settled. They were like, wait a minute, we can't have these dudes out here asking questions and changing their minds about shit. So they just started breeding it out. But I mean, the factory workers weren't raised that way.
Right.
There's a delineation and a certain point where people started gearing these school systems that way. We used to have physical fitness. That used to be part of the curriculum.
It's not
It used
anymore.
Right.
And now you have an obesity problem with children.
100%, because you're seeding them early. You're polluting their bodies early. You're destroying their DNA early.
Yeah, remember those times where you could run outside for recess, jump on the monkey bars, race each other, do fucking I mean, it's all kind of stuff like field day and damn.
They used to let us
I guess all I
karate
got
kid.
right.
We literally, they let us in elementary school. We buried one of our classmates in a rock pit, and he almost choked to death on rocks. Like, like they were just like, he's not dead. You're good. Like, come on back in.
Right, exactly. Wow,
Like,
it's crazy, man.
yeah, when you said they don't have recess anymore, I was like, that's insane. Like,
yeah, they don't. That like they go in the class, they go in another classroom, or I think they let them do play games on the damn computer or something, some crazy.
Bro, that's
but
insane.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to, if I have a kid, bro, I'm gonna have to go up there for every day at lunch and be like, bro, go take like 10 laps. And then
yeah. Shit, this is crazy. My boy, come on, man. One of y'all can hop in. T Wriggles, you want to go ahead and hop in? You were here first.
You want to go first or want me to go first? I'm gonna carry the way.
You can go ahead, Groomy.
Okay, so I heard you guys talk, so I had to jump in. You know me, brother. I gotta put my 2 cents in stuff.
Absolutely.
I remember me talking about on barbershop, and I told you before, I'm a martial artist. I had a karate school for a couple of years, and I seen these kids come in. I'm like, you got fat, obese, and goddamn. And most of these kids come in, goddamn. And I'm like, look at him like, why are you this fucking big at 12 years old? You weigh more than me. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm good at it, but I'm not trying to be a dick. These kids don't know what a sport is. You get hit too hard. And I remember one of my students would say, oh, he's picking on me. Did you punch him? No, I don't want to get in trouble. What happened when you get in trouble? My parents get fined. I don't give a shit about your fucking parents. You punch a kid in the fucking mouth. If he talks back to you or does something stupid, defend yourself. Like, I remember going in a fucking men's locker room and fighting all the time back in the day. Now, you're walking out with handcuffs. And like, what happened? Boys being boys. Let boys fight. Let them go at it. And like, even a couple of my friends are military. They're coming out now. And they tell me the new round of military boot camp, anybody can pass that. Like, they came and yell at you. Like, you yell at you, they get reported. Like, oh, but that's the point of boot camp. You yelled at. You get belittled. So when you're in combat, under stress, you don't freeze up. Then we wonder what's going on with the country.
Bro, I just got a hypothetical that I want to throw out real quick. Can you imagine in World War III, they got these new military men in the middle of a firefight down an alleyway, right? Close quarters. They can hear each other. Get like a couple of shots off, and then all of a sudden coming down the alleyway, you hear, y'all a bunch of bitches. And then these dudes on our side just start crying, and then they get wiped out because they couldn't take it, bro.
No, I got a better scenario to that. They're thinking this is like real Call of Duty. Like, yo, call the airstrike in. I'm like, hit the button. I'm looking at him like, what a fucking button? This is not real life shit. Like, he's gonna respawn. He's not dead. He's respawning. Don't worry. He's not coming back up,
bruh.
And like shit like that. Like, I hear a lot of kids saying, "We're going to the military." You going to the military? I'm like, okay, why? He goes, "It looks cool on Call of Duty." Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It looks cool. People lose their life. My best friend got shot 13 times in Iraq, and he's alive. He was declared dead for 20 minutes. That's not a joke. This is legit shit when you go in there. People lose their lives. Some people actually cannot even handle it. That's why now they have a therapist on base. At every single base, you need a therapist. You have to go through a therapy session. Definitely before you get deployed, and make sure you're okay up here. Because a lot of people don't make it back. Not because of combat, because they take their own lives. Because they cannot handle the stress. I'm not saying it's easy. Listen, I want to go to the military, but I knew what I was getting myself into back then. This is during the peak of right after 9/11, a peak of the Iraq War, and getting into the second one. I get it. It's people's lives are taken away. I might have to take my life, like we said on Friday. Now they want to put women in infantry. Oh, I don't think that's going to happen because I don't see a woman looking down that sniper. Good example, American Sniper. If you remember the scene, he was literally looking down a scope. He was about to take that kid's life. You think a woman can do that?
Bruh.
I don't think a kid can do that now. A 18-year-old cannot do that now these days.
I'm just saying, bro. If they'll split roast Simon, bro, imagine what they're gonna do when they capture these chicks, bro.
Oh God.
like it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be terrible.
Hey,
Listen, I'm going to speak.
you know what? I think a woman can do that. A woman can
do what?
No, go ahead, Gorman. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, finish.
I think a woman can snipe someone. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go into the infantry and all of that, right? This is what blew my mind when I heard. It's like when you enroll, they're gonna give you these 7 to 8 shots. And these shots, they don't even know what's being injected to them. So that whatever's in them, that can make you into a real cold killer. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if any of you have met killers, like shooters. And if you stare into their eyes, like you can see, like, you're like, you have no soul, basically. Your emotions, you're cut away from all emotional ties. You know what I'm saying? So I think a woman can be able to snipe someone, you know what I'm saying, for the American flag per se. I fall back.
As efficiently.
You see, he's partially right. Because again, I have a lot of friends in the military. A couple of them are literally just coming out of 20 years, going into the retirement. And my best friend, but the one I just told you about, got shot. He was injected with everything you think of. Like during COVID, he was not going to get COVID because he still had a lot of that stuff in his system. It lasted up to 10 or 15 years, it said. Like my other best friend who died in the service, when he came back from his second tour or third, I can't remember, he wasn't okay. We're drinking in his backyard. We're hanging out, like, have a nice barbecue, a family barbecue. And he just got his divorce, and he's not. I can tell he's not okay. He's not there. And a Muslim family walks by. I see him grab the bottle, like, dude, you're okay? I see him reach behind his back. He always carried his gun, no matter where he was. He goes, I sacrificed my life. You're not gonna tell me where to carry my fucking arm. I earned that right. He goes. And I looked at my friend who's in the service. I looked at another buddy of his. We tackled them. That's how fucked up he's in the head. He was about to kill him. He didn't give a shit. He goes, what are they going to do? Put me in jail? He goes, go ahead, put me in jail. I'm probably going to have the goddamn freaking place. He goes in there. Am I training? I don't give a shit. What are you going to do? I went to hell, and I'm about to get deployed another time. I'm going back to hell. You think I'm scared of prison? He goes to me. Prison's going to be a walk in a park. He goes to me. That's how fucked up he was. Think of how fucked up people gets now. You think these kids are going to survive? The suicide rate is going to triple or quadruple when these kids go into service. It's not a joke out there.
Well, I mean, we won't hear about it, though, because it'll be over there. They won't be doing it here. Like,
you're right and wrong at the same time. If you will not hear on the news, but you're going to hear through friends or in the service. Like,
100%. But they'll keep it hush. But I'm just saying, like, the issue's gonna be over there. It's not gonna be because, like, they're not coming back. Like,
I agree.
Like, I mean, I just don't see how we think we're gonna send a bunch of powder puffs into a situation with people who grew up doing exactly what they're getting sent over there to do in rubble. And then you think that's gonna go well? Like, it's just not.
I have a theory. If this new round of recruits going in were more man, they would probably be deployed down, with the Russian war. What's it called? Help me out here. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And in Jerusalem, too. They'll be deployed to both of them places because, us, we like getting involved in everybody's fucking business, and it doesn't affect us. And one thing they care about is making more bullets so they can sell more bullets and make more fucking money. If you think World War III is not coming, you better wake the fuck up now. World War III is very close. We're coming to it. It needs a couple more scenarios. And I said it before, I'll say it again. Jerusalem is a religion war. Have you seen the stats on that?
No.
So the Muslim people who live in Jerusalem are about 54% only. The other percent are Jews. And so the Muslim people have an issue with that. I don't understand why they have an issue with that. Is like
the issue, you don't understand why they have an issue with a bunch of people showing up, taking up space, and then buying all their resources and then killing them. You don't understand that that's an issue.
I do understand.
For people who like that'd be like if I came in and like you lived in your neighborhood and then I moved in and then I moved my whole family in inside your house and now you're like relegated to like one room and then I was like, hey, you know what, grooming? Sorry, but you're an inconvenience for us now. And then I started shooting at you through the door. Like
I don't understand the part like they're arguing about it for this long, but it has not changed for so long. Why don't I just fucking agree on something and make it work?
But the problem is, I mean, and this was going on when I was a child because I remember those commercials where they were like, "Hey, we're going back to the motherland. Everyone needs to come here and take up space." That's the issue. Like, there's nothing to talk about at that point. To be honest,
I remember actually watching them attacking somebody at Illusum. It was a hotel or something like that. I can't remember. I remember watching the news. They were literally killing people. I didn't care who it was. We had family, our neighbor. It was actually.
Well, I mean, this is the real issue, though. We're in America, so that doesn't matter. None of that matters. I'll tell you what I have a problem with. On my way home the other day, I saw a motor caravan that was very long. Caused a whole traffic jam on the opposite side of the highway with a bunch of Palestinian flags flying in my fucking country. I don't want to see any other flags flying in this country, period. Like, if you want to be on that team that bad, then go get a flight. You go get over there, get on a front line, and die for it on your terms. But, like, this, like, what we're doing here, like, I don't think that's right. Like, that's the issue, is, like, this problem is going to be a problem here because those people are also here.
Let me ask you a question on the flag thing. I want to understand a little better. Do you have a problem people displaying, let's say me being Greek, do you have a problem me displaying my Greek flag? Or do
if you're going to get out and go, if something happens in Greece and you want to drive in a motorcade here to like, yes, I do have a problem with that. Like,
I know, I'm not going to do a motorcade. Listen,
like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's my issue is that like, if you're that team, then go be on it.
No, I'm not like that. Like I display both of my flags. I have my Greek flag and my American flag, and in the middle I have "Don't Tread on Me," and there's a reason why I have that out there, and I have the POW flag out there too. I have all four.
But you see the difference between that and then those two groups getting into fist fights here in America on our soil that we made so that they could come be here and be safe. But they want to if they want to play that conflict out here. I do have a problem with that. I'm like, bro, y'all all need to get deported. When you want to do a motorcade here, a pro-Palestine motorcade, like, honestly, I didn't know that many people from that country existed in this space. And it's upsetting to me.
It's more than you think.
Oh, 100%. And I'm like, well, if you guys are getting agitated and you want to be upset, bro, like, honestly, my default response at that point is I'm like, hey, if you don't want to be on the team, don't be on the team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I get it, but like, you're not there, you're here. So like, if you're here, then A, you're either too cowardly to fight for your shit and you're here, or B, you lost. That's how any of those people that come in on a refugee status get here. They either lost or they don't want to fight.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, so like, don't be tough now.
Most people who say they left the country early, like they want to.
You know what? I hear you, Ray. I hear you, Ray. But here's where one of my issues lie. I hear you. Is my mic okay? Because this
I can hear you.
This is kind of getting weird. No, I hear you, Ray. Okay, but there's a thing though, but I have an issue with America being in 52 other countries. Like, what are you doing there?
That's a military thing. If they had the military ability to be all over America, they would too. They just can't.
Yeah, but
that's not American
like
citizens
it be like
sitting in other countries. But T, that is not the same. American citizens are not sitting in any of those countries. Any of those countries going, hey, we're going to go have a motorcade in your country where you got your flag and you guys have your stuff established. You know what happens when Americans try to do that stuff? We get videos from Hamas of people losing their heads, bro. Like, that's literally what happens because no other country allows you to do that. You go to Italy and fly an American flag, they will beat you up. Like, I
You will not
understand
survive coming out of that country.
100%. You aren't going and putting our
also the
flag up
beauty
nowhere
about
else.
being in America.
But we're talking about civilians of
But
a country.
that's the beauty about being in America, though, Ray.
You immigrated here.
You know
You
what I'm saying?
came here to hide.
You get that freedom to do that.
Huh?
Or a better life.
What was that, T? What was that, T? You get the
Or
what?
have a better life.
Fair.
Or you can have a
Fair.
You can have a better life.
But what I'm
here.
saying
This
is
why
what I'm saying is like this is the
outsiders,
problem
we can
with
say are here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is this is the issue with American society is we have no standard amongst ourselves. They're getting into fights over their flags here. We sit and watch people burn our flag and think it's okay. We sit and let people from all over the world come to this country where it's safer.
Yeah, I get that.
And then talk shit about the place that they came to. Like, that's where it starts to get frustrating for me is like we're watching these people come take advantage of the freedom while shitting on it, on what made it that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I ever move to another country, I'm going to have respect for that country and that country's culture. And you know what I'm saying? Like, if I bring my American flag, it flies second because I'm over there. I'm not going to be in a motorcade going screaming America on the highway.
You probably have your American flag. You probably have your American flag on your driveway in someone else's country. Yeah, I get that. You know what I'm saying? But here's something to think about, though. And I understand. But I understand what's kind of happening here. Do you know what I'm saying? When you have, like, imagine this. Imagine China being on the East Coast of America. And then they're steadily pushing Americans more west. Like, we have a very good luxury here. Do you know what I'm saying? That we don't have to experience that. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is how I'm looking and viewing at the Palestinian-Israel thing. Like, okay, someone's pushing someone out of the area. And not only that, they're using another group called Hamas as a disguise. Like, y'all not doing that? Like, Britain, you're not doing that? You're not causing this little disturbance? And then you get to knock out 3 birds with 1 stone. You get to send military out there, which, you know, people can get killed, which now helps the population control, lowering the rate down as like they want. Like, I'm not liking this Israeli thing, not one bit. You know, I feel like it's a really big distraction, really big, and I fall back on that one.
See, I think both of you guys have very good points of views in different ways because Rugged has a good point. Yeah, you shouldn't shove something down somebody's throat, but you still have the right to display your flag as you wanted to. I think you both have a very good, fair opinions on that.
I just want to add that this is all our pain's fault.
Yeah, it's just the groomers. It's the groomers. It's the groomers. Hey, so our pain. So what we've said so far, our pain is that education is for our young. Well, I'm gonna let you see this video real quick because I want you to respond to it.
I saw that last video with the lady.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
You know, she's absolutely right. I mean, I've heard people talk about that before, but I don't know what kind of traction she has because I can't see that much pushback on that because one of the things that we have a problem is that this constant society trying to make boys and girls the same. And the people who are being bent are the boys.
Yep.
To conform with, you know, what girls are. And everybody knows it. I mean, it doesn't really take all the scientists and all this horse shit that we're talking about to know that boys need to expend that energy. Right? So she's absolutely right. But I don't know how you fix it. Because there's nothing but women in the schools, women administrators, and the men who run it. I bet you a lot of men who are in the school system feel, if they're really still men, they probably feel like their hands are tied.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that they are powerless to make the change. I don't know what happened to that. You know?
Yeah, I think he hold on a second.
He said,
Oh yeah, he said
thank
yeah
you
he
for the
went back
knowledge.
to he had to go back to his job real quick.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's what I got out of that, man. I mean, we're in dire straits. That's what that shit means.
yeah.
You
You
know,
know, man, you know, I heard what's his name? I could probably pull up in a second. But did you when this lady said that they're diagnosing these boys with all these different mental things just because they're active. Just because a little boy jumps up and runs outside and jumps up and he's too excited, he has ADHD. Give him that medicine, dope him up. You know what I mean? Like, how do you guys feel about the drugs that they're telling these parents to stick in their 8-year-old boys who are full of energy?
well,
They're kids.
it tells you that the pharmaceutical companies are part of this.
Yeah.
That's what it tells you, that the cabal of pharmaceuticals and all that shit they need a way to push drugs. I got a new doctor I'm going to, right?
Uh-huh.
And the only thing, he's a young dude, right? And the only thing I'm gearing myself up for is the battle of him wanting to change my drug from one drug to another because he's a fucking doctor. He doesn't gonna ask me what my side effects are with the ones I have.
Right.
And I'm 65 years old, and I don't need a perfect life. I just want to stay alive. I don't need to have a drug that gives me this much better because you think so. But I got
Right.
this much different goddamn side effects that I'm not used to. He's not going to care about that. He's got whoever's pushing the drug that he wants
Exactly.
to push. He's going to try to make me take it. So I'm going to be battling this guy. He said, when did you get a doctor degree? I said, I don't need to be a doctor. I just know my body and you don't. You know, I mean, you know, so I'm gearing myself up for this battle I might have. I just had a blood test, and my blood, it should be pretty good, right? It was good. It was better last year. I think it should be even better now since I lost another 40, 50 pounds. But still, I mean, these guys, you know, I don't want to get off on that rant, but I can't imagine me talking, but a parent of a kid who may not be educated at all.
Right.
It's going to feel powerless to say
There you go.
anything to a person
There you go.
that's in power.
Yep.
And they're going to just get that drug and just pop it in their son, and kids are going to be like looking at the stars and shit from 6 years old for the rest of their life.
Yep. And you know what? I want to play this real quick because I heard this, man. If this don't get you fired up about being a man and a leader and getting out of this punk way of we dealing with things, I don't know what will. Here we go.
What angers the hell out of me is the damn punctified preachers and leaders who know the truth but won't speak it for fear that something bad is going to happen to them. If you know the truth, speak it. And if you gotta die, damn it, die on the truth that you are man enough to speak.
Man, if that don't look, bro, if that don't get you right, I don't know what will, bro. He said he don't give a damn about that. And then you had Geno Jennings say this.
Your eyes may shine, your teeth may grit, but this booty here, you will never get.
So I mean, what?
You never met Farrakhan?
I have, yeah. Oh man, listen. When I tell you, I went to the last Million Man March when it was 2020. I mean 2007, 18.
Still got
maybe?
my card. I still got my card.
Yeah, I went, man. And when I tell you, brother, I got there and we were walking around. I mean, it was just I have pictures, man. One day I'm gonna put them up. We could look at them. But to see those men walking around, man, they're so detailed and they're so disciplined, and you don't see the women dressed all like goddamn trash. But when that man walked on stage, the emotions behind that, those people were crying and just like I was like, I've never seen anything like this in my life, like never. And when I shook his hand, you could see you could feel the aura of that man's energy, bro. When you shake his hand, like it's amazing, bro. I've never experienced anything like it in my life. But that man, when he speaks, they listen.
Yeah, I saw him in the venue at Cornell University. The Black student engineers. He gave us a little lecture. It must have been only around 50 people in the room. Farrakhan, his guys, and 50 of us in that room. And we were talking, so it was intimate, man. I mean, it was like really. I mean, he spent time with us, and they were rebuilding the nation of Islam. It was after Elijah passed away, and his son went in a different direction. And he was just starting to put things back together. I mean, I'll never forget it. You know, so he was he was on the college campuses, making his rounds and stuff like that. So that was cool, man, meeting a brother.
Absolutely, man. So how do you feel about what he said?
I agree with him. I mean, these things are hard to disagree with, both of the pastors, right? I mean, it's just a matter of how far they resonate, right? Because you know when people have the truth. I was going to say this. You know what came to mind? And people are not going to like this. Is Candace Owens, right? She actually said what she really felt about what's going on in Israel and Hamas. And I'm not going to say it on your channel, but she used a word that nobody wants to use, but that's what's going on. Starts with a G.
Right.
You know, and she actually, you know, she risking it all to say that for her channel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's bravery. I don't care what people think about it. That's just bravery, man. And there's a lot of people being quiet around the world and watching what's going on. It doesn't matter what side you have, because it's easy for me to say I agree with Israel for retaliation, but when does that go too far? And if nobody mentions that, we're going to be witnessing an atrocity that we can't come back from.
Trey Ferg, thank you for being here, man. What are your thoughts on the videos I just showed?
What's up, fellas? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's going on, Trey?
Oh, okay.
What's
up, fellas?
Trey, keep in mind tonight, Mr. R-Pain has his show tonight. Did you get the link, R-Pain?
The updated one. I saw the old one. I hope you take that shit down.
No, I know I did. The updated one says how the boomer vets 10 ways the boomers were successful in vetting women.
Hey man, you got me worried, man. I looked at that shit and said, "Come on, PMU." You know, I don't want to, damn, man. I don't want to part ways with the brother, but I couldn't do that one, man. I just.
Oh, I gotta be on this one. I'm going to jump on this one.
Listen, man, I'm working. I updated some things.
So my point of view, excuse me, my point of view speaks from mid-boomer veteran player. So, you know, being honest, dealing with the truth. And I think right now in these spaces, you know what I'm saying, especially men of color, because these are great opportunities, man. We see what's going on. Those things lead to other more drastic ventures, because America, on one hand, they say free, right? Free. But then they're participating, they're showing that they participating in the breakdown itself, because you complained, and I go history because you complained about all the other country leaders that sort of demonstrated this behavior with Hussein, Hitler, and here we are participating in killing other humans that really, you know what I'm saying, they haven't really done anything to America. And America still is not training the young men, because think about it, my military veterans that are boomers and 40s and 50s. Ask how many young dudes, 25 and 30, right now what's going on. They can't find a woman. They can't get a good job. Ask them how many are willing to join the services and fight for America. Or would they just rather continue to just be a pawn in America instead of staking their claim right now in America? Because somebody got to rebuild America. And if we're not taking advantage of it as a human, even the women, they just ridiculous. Stop wearing all that mess, man. This is a simple fix. And just go live. Because this stuff is going on in other countries. It'll filter over here because it eventually runs out. America just demonstrate the same thing that they speak about Russia. And in your history, America ain't never fought Russia. So it'll never be a battle, because if it do, they go recruit everybody 40 and under. So prepare yourself, young man. Prepare yourself. Get off the drugs, stop drinking, get off the women, save your money, and then you'll figure out what you're going to do. Other than that, you go the next 20 years thinking about people and women and where you can't go, it's going to be rough for you. I feel sorry. So we can do it. And I believe with Farrakhan, you know, in a sense, because he's just saying, let's be strong as an individual. If you know it ain't going to be a group, just be strong as an individual. Don't get fall victim. You know, as they just saying, don't fall victim to the vices that come out. They come out with something new. They come up with new vices to sort of keep you poor and broke. You just can't fall victim to it. And be honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's some strong brothers. That's why I like to come into these spaces, because we can do it if we just go do our business and come back to these spaces and release that energy. And then I think we'll be.
Can you hear me? I thought my
Yes,
mic was.
brother. I can hear you.
Oh, here go
I'm
Arpane right there.
sorry.
My bad, Arpane. Let me tell
I'm
you
sorry,
this.
y'all.
No, you're good. Let me tell you this. Tomorrow night, tonight we're gonna be talking about 10 ways. Let me pull it up so y'all can see them advertise my guy here while he here. Tonight at 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern, Mr. Payne will be talking about Mr. Boomer is the name of his show with Arpane. He'll be talking about 10 ways to vet. So vetting women, 10 ways that boomers were successful in vetting women. I think I particularly believe that boomers had the best relationships based on the fact that what we're seeing now. You didn't hear
We
those women
still
back.
do. We still do got the best relationship because y'all. It's like the 40 and under and BMU. You an example. They should be looking to see you. Think about it. You a big guy and you still got everything the American dream had to offer. You still build it. Young brothers should look at you like an example. They
Yep.
they ain't even having relationships with BMU. Think about it. These young brothers, how many of your friends are married, male or female? Not a lot. So
Yep.
that's a keen sight right there. That's all I got to say. Come on, fellas. I mean, man, I don't know what to say, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy out here in these streets.
So if y'all please come out and support Arpane tonight. Like I said again, it's at 5 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Eastern today. So Trey Ferg, make sure you get in there. Grooming and reviews, make sure
I'm
you
gonna
stop
be in
in.
there.
All right. T
Oh,
Come
Riggs,
on,
make sure
brother.
you
You
stop
know
in there.
me.
And everybody that's watching.
You know me. I'll jump in
I'll
anytime you
pay.
have me there.
I'll pay. I'm with you, brother. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
I tell you,
I'm with you.
like I said, I don't know how much you prepared for that. I sent that some feed information. I don't know if we need it or not with those 10 steps in there, but I guess we'll figure it out. So CBN going to be a part of this as well, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. I had added a couple of things to it, but I'll try to juice it up. But like I said, some of the stuff I did as a boomer I think is timeless. I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that I got married back then. I think it's still useful today.
But Arpane, you can use it today. But I'm saying the women are different. I guarantee you, we met your wife for probably 35 seconds, and you can see her energy is way different than what we're seeing as men today.
Yeah, but this is from a man's point of view, right?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. They don't make your wife.
But
They don't make your wife no more. Let's just put it like that.
Arpane,
Well,
honestly, I don't mean to cut you. I apologize, but I respect your generation so much because you guys had it. I don't want to say easier, but better because you didn't have the internet influence. You didn't have this influence. You guys were, okay. You met a woman the old school way. You went on a date. You hanged out with her a few times. Then you get on one knee and got proposed. You're not worried. Is she a man or is she a woman? Which one is it?
I got a video I'm gonna send you though. I think I'll put it in the back chat.
Go for it.
It's a TikTok video, one that I would like to use.
Email it to me.
I'll email it to you.
But I do want to ask the
it's
panel a
pretty good.
question. Do you guys think if the draft does get back in effect, they're going to change the age limit? Because technically, I think it's 32 the age limit. I'm mistaken. I might be wrong on that. But I'm hearing they want to raise it to like 45 now.
They want to raise the age for what?
For the draft. If the draft ever gets back into effect.
Oh.
That's what I'm hearing because these kids, there are kids, to be honest, the young men are not going to be able to fight a war if they get drafted today. Let's say a 25-year-old is not going to be able to fight a war.
Listen, I think that's like they're not bringing back this. I mean, they might bring back the draft, but for what? If they try to use what's going on in the Middle East for us to go ahead and bring back the draft for a couple of people in a strip of land smaller than New York City, that shit ain't gonna fly. Not one American soldier should be be involved in any of this stuff. And so I think 2024 is going to be important for a lot of reasons. We can't put any war hawks in there, man. We gotta get rid of these people. Anybody who's pro-war, they can't be president. They just can't be, man. And where's our peace dividend? I mean, we've been talking about death and destruction since the first Gulf War. It's been years, man. That's why everybody in America is high strung. Life doesn't mean shit. There was a point in America, because I worked for the Department of Defense, and there was a point in there where we were in a sweet spot. When only time we took action in a big way was because somebody drew first blood. Now that's not true anymore. right? So the whatever grace we had as a nation is gone. We hate each other as Americans, right? Everybody's on edge. Everybody's, that whole thing about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is almost dead because everybody's pursuit of happiness is impinging upon the other citizens, right? And then now there's nobody to mediate honestly as an honest broker, right? Because if whoever's commercially the most accessible person is the one who wins. So now that the alphabet community is hot, they get what they want. Women are hot, they get what they want. There was a time when blacks were hot. We got a whole bunch of shit, and then they took that shit away because we stopped being economically feasible for it. I mean,
No, we participated. We
and
participated
we
in that too.
participated, yes. So
They just recently listen. They just recently voted out affirmative action. So that means your race and your culture has nothing to do with you getting employment in a lot of these jobs. But think about it: as the world advances, there's going to be more tech, more skill. Somebody
yeah,
has to fall in the middle, and somebody has to fall under. And if you look at us, I'm talking about, man, you can go 25, you can go 35 years, man. I'm telling you, man, if that 35-year-old adult right now who's eligible, okay, based on what Roman number reviews just said, who could be eligible for war and draft, meaning living a whole different lifestyle, learning how to run, learning how to exercise, eat, do push-ups, learning how to shoot, learning how to fire weapon, train, military. And if not, America's laws are still the same. If you defect, then you will be brought up in treason, impossible hanging,
yeah.
lynching. So you got to
I
look at
think
all of that in perspective. I
no, we don't.
appreciate
Let me
that.
tell you, I don't think anybody should be wasting emotional currency worrying about that shit right now. I think that's the kind of thing that we wait. I mean, I hear you, Trey. You can have your own opinion. I'm not really going against you. I think people in general need to guard the amount of emotional currency we have to deal with shit that's real, not in shit that can be, that's not here. I mean, we can know it might be out there, but one of the things that keep us high strung is we got these doomsday freaking scenarios that some people they ain't here, but some people are actually living them, and they don't exist yet. Right? We only have a small amount of emotional currency for each one of us. And if we burn it on shit that is not really real yet, then when the real shit comes, we don't got none left. That's all I'm saying. I mean, yeah, we got leaders that are effed up. They might get us in another war, but we ain't in one yet. How do we prepare for something that may happen but might not happen?
That is a rough one. But one thing I will say, this is my personal opinion, and you can tell me to go fuck myself. It's fine.
I'm not gonna tell you.
But I feel your generation was better because you guys did have the draft still, and I'm pretty sure you were towards the end of World War II, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the draft was still in effect when you were my age, right, or younger?
No. Mine's Vietnam. I was close to Vietnam.
Okay, so yes, you were.
But let me tell you that before you go on, in my early days, they took away the draft after Vietnam. They eased some of those restrictions.
Correct.
I had no chance of getting drafted through my 18, 20-year-old time. I don't think I
Our
even had to
parents,
sign up for selective service.
right? You volunteered, right?
No. I was a civilian for the Department of the Army, a civilian engineer.
Oh, okay. So you didn't serve active, or you just worked
No,
at. Uh,
I served the soldiers. Let's put it that way. My job
oh,
was to
okay,
make
okay,
sure
okay,
they came home
okay,
alive
okay,
and well.
So
okay. But
here's
but
my.
also a lot of.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go
I'm
first.
sorry, Grooming. I'll cut you off.
No,
That's fine.
and I'm praying he proves my point. Really, what I've been trying to say. We can't think about what could possibly happen with what's going on right now, and it's a lot of non-relationships, non-family building, non-skill building, non-productive activity going on in a lot of the workman, regular man communities. And this is the greatest time to prove my point, to focus on your career, work for the military, be a civilian, join the military, whatever. Learn how to weld. You can go to the library and YouTube everything and get your skill together. But just think, you got to prepare yourself. And I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Go ahead. I'm hearing you. What happened?
I have no idea.
Oh, I stopped, man. I stopped, man. I'm just saying this is a great opportunity, brother Payne. You did exactly what you were supposed to do as a young man. You got out, you made a life, you realized that you do the right thing, it pays off, and here you are now in your 60s on cruise control. And think about it. A lot of brothers between that 25 and 35 and 45 are paying. They are not pushing themselves to just, even if they want to be an Xbox player for the rest of their life. You just got to be clean, be productive, be honest. You know what I'm saying? And keep your finances different and separate unless you're married. As far as human beings and man, treat all men with respect, treat everybody with respect. If they don't treat you with respect, stop talking to them. Disconnect their number, do everything, stay away from them, move to people to give you that energy, and you'll be blessed when it's over. I'm telling you, everybody done went through stuff, but we live in America, so it's a land of go out and hustle, become the best entrepreneur you can be.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
true.
all I can say, man.
And some of that stuff you're saying is timeless. Go ahead, Grooming. Go ahead, Groom.
The problem with that is now this kid think he can be a YouTuber or a professional gamer or stuff like that. And guess what? Reality is, I've been doing the YouTube thing for a year and a half. It's not that goddamn easy. BMU probably gonna agree with me. Doing this YouTube thing is not that easy to make money on it. Is these people think they're gonna turn the camera and make $1,000 their first video? Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
No, it don't work like that, buddy.
Yeah, and you know more than I do. You've been doing it longer than I have, probably.
I tell you, it don't work out like that.
Most people think it is work like that. That's the issue. These kids are like seeing all of us doing it. Like, oh, that's a white fat Greek kid can do it. I can do it. Okay, be my guest then.
One of the things, Grooming, is this: is that if somebody wants to be a YouTuber and they have false expectations of how easy it might be, the key is not that they had the false expectations; is how fast they get over that shit. And do they have the stick-to-itiveness power to do it the right way? And that's one of the things I have a problem with some of the modern guys who always complain about the plight that they're in. I mean, you're still alive. You're still somehow working, and some of these guys actually want to be married, right? So, but if you want to be married and, you get trapped in this whole notion that there's no good women out there, first of all, that's not true, okay? And it's really not true. And the second thing is you got to be willing to go through the numbers to find the one you want. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And so BMU, when we have some of the conversation pieces, I want to hit that. But I really am not going to get into a lot of arguments today because I want people to add to the solution space. They don't have to agree with me, but I'd like them to say, okay, you got these 10 things, but I could think of an 11th or 12th that you didn't think about. And there's some things I have a miscellaneous thing that I like to talk about. But, so anyway, I think we should have a good time tonight because I got a couple scenarios. I'm going to send you this video that I'll have CBN play at a certain point, and it's real short. And it's going to illustrate some of the issues where we are, where there's a miscommunication between a guy and a gal. Anyway, hey, Banjo.
All right, thank you. Hey, what's going on, RP? Number one, everybody, click, get it, erase it out of your mind. They're not bringing back the draft. Okay, you're afraid of an imaginary boogeyman. They're not bringing that back up. They don't need that many people to fight a war. We've already conquered the world. Already. And we've done it decades ago. The thing is, we don't advertise it, so you don't think about it. No one thinks about it because America does not advertise what we've done. We successfully conquered the world. We don't need a draft. We have over 500,000 troops scattered out all over the world. The 82nd Airborne can be airborne in any place on the planet in 18 hours or less. Not to mention the troops we already have on the other side of the planet who can get anywhere in a short amount of time. So there's no need for a draft. That's not happening. Ever.
I'm not saying
You
they're
know
going
what
to
I'm
bring
saying?
it back. I think they should bring it back. I said.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they should. Leave it where it is. It's a completely volunteer military, and that's the thing is that's what makes it special in the eyes of Americans. Is because it's something that you most certainly do not have to do. You know,
See,
and
this
I
is
think
the
that's
one of the
where.
things that we're going to disagree to a degree because I disagree. I think if the draft was back in effect, a lot of people would have to, grow the fuck up actually because
They
you.
wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. No, they would
You
not.
don't
No,
think
they
so?
wouldn't. Hold on. Here's why, grooming.
Go for it.
It's because the whole thing about being spoiled and entitled is too far ingrained into the American lexicon and in the American mindset. It's too ingrained into American culture now. That's not going to change anything. People were this way back when there was a draft. It depended on your skin color. Like if you're a white, you most certainly were entitled and a dipshit when there was a draft. You know what I'm saying? If you're a white back in that time, if you're a black, you're just pissed off. You know what I'm saying? You're just pissed off for the right reasons. You had a right to be pissed off back then, but that's just the way it is, dude. It wouldn't change anything. Now, if you force people, Americans, to spend at least 2 years of military service after high school, now you're talking about something different. You know, but before we implement that, I think we should simultaneously, or before that, get rid of this whole "my feelings are hurt" type deal that we got going on here. Well, I'm uncomfortable because you raised your voice at me. Fuck you, kid. Sit down in your seat. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I hurt your feelings, and the world's not going to care about it either. Like when you treat kids like that, and you let them know, you let them feel like it's okay to navigate life that way, which is what this country's doing. You're crippling the children. You're crippling them for life. You're sending them out there to swim against Michael Phelps with 2 broken legs. You know what I'm saying? And
No, I agree with you. That's why I'm laughing right now.
Yeah, right. That whole thing, we have to get rid of that. But if we said, okay, it is mandatory for you to spend at least 2 years of military service immediately after high school, okay, that might change things. But you cannot change the culture of the military. The military culture has to be there. The military standard has to be there.
The military culture, Mandrea, the military culture already changed, man. Right now, if you get hollered at too much, you can raise a card.
Change it back.
That's where I'm laughing right now because I said it earlier. I have a friend of mine who is a staff sergeant right now, and he raised his voice at a private whatever, and he got rid and suspended right now.
Well, let me say this, Mandrea. It also gets back to what we said earlier, and what old Farrakhan said earlier. This right here.
What angers the hell out of me is the damn punctified preachers and leaders who know the truth but won't speak it for fear that something bad is going to happen to them. If you know the truth, speak it. And if you gotta die, damn it, die on the truth that you're a man enough to speak.
That's what I'm about.
Yeah, the thing is, yeah, I'm with Farrakhan on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm with him all the way. But the problem is, DMU is that you pussified preachers out there who ain't worth the goddamn. This is why people don't go to church. And when my kids grow up, I'm never gonna force them to go to church. I'll introduce them to it.
Hold on, Mandrea. You missed it. He said punk preachers and leaders.
Yeah, I know punk preachers and leaders. The thing is, people don't.
Hold on. Let's not focus on the church because we got men right now that will see. We got men right now who I've been saying this for months, almost a year. We got men, grown ass, heterosexual ass men who are letting their sons listen to drag queens read them books at school. These punk motherfuckers are scared to say something because they're scared they're gonna lose something.
But the thing is, those aren't leaders.
You see what I'm saying?
Those are not. No, but those are not leaders. If you're okay with your kid, if you're okay with them introducing your child to anything other than heterosexuality at the age of 7, 8, 9, you're not a leader. If you're okay with that, you're not. Kids should not be introduced to that kind of thing until they're in their preteen.
Come on up here, Easy Money, so I can go ahead and answer that question for you in person. Bring your ass on.
You better come up now.
Yelling at people. He talking about the military. So yelling at people makes them tough.
This is what I'm talking about. Shut the fuck up. This is what I'm talking about. So yelling at people, yeah, punk shit, sucker shit, sucker shit. Okay, my thing is, here's the easy money. The world is gonna have its balls, its foot, square your kids' balls for the vast majority of their life. If they can't handle somebody raising their voice at them, they're not gonna be ready for life, dude. And then you're gonna wonder why the kid won't get off the couch, why the kid won't get out my basement, why don't the kid go and get a job? They're not used to handling stress. They're not used to managing hardship. You put them in an environment that's way too comfortable, they're not going to know what to do when they encounter real adversity. And just telling them how to do it is not going to be enough. They have to experience it. And so they have to experience it. And then you, the parent, you should manage how much they take on earlier in life. You know, while you have them and you're raising them. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them fall, but don't let them hit rock bottom. Let them skin their knee, but don't let them break their leg. You know what I'm saying? So you try your best to manage how much adversity they encounter as they're growing up. And along the way, you teach them how to manage it. You know what I'm saying? And help them learn how to figure things out. Like, instead of just giving them the answer, ask them, what do you think you should do in this situation? What do you think you should do what do you think you need to do to get out of this? Like, my parents said that to me all the time. My parents never gave me an answer. And I hated it. Hated it with a passion. I always had to figure some shit out. But guess what? It made me the man that I am today.
Mandrill, Easy Money asked you a question. He said, answer the question, Mandrill. He said, so yelling at people makes them tough? He said, people don't yell at you.
Yes.
He said, people don't yell at you in real life. So why y'all act like that's normal? Hey, listen, I want to ask Easy Money a question because he don't look like he's a sports guy. But Easy Money, have you ever played any sports? Football, basketball, baseball, track, anything physical, other than sitting around reading books and going home and watching Dr. Queen Medicine Woman? Anything other than that?
Can I add to that?
You should play any sports whatsoever, martial arts, anything physical that requires someone to directly yell at you or encourage you with a yell, anything like that. I just want you to answer that question. And
let me add to that a little bit.
Come on up.
I'm going to add to that. Have you ever been in a professional kitchen? You know how bad the chefs scream at you? I have literally had grown men cry in my kitchen because they fucked up. I will be
look at this. Hold on. He said, I played sports damn near every sport. I rarely got yelled at. Well, I bet your team was trash.
Bullshit.
I bet your team was trash. I bet they was trash. Because my team, I'm gonna tell you right now, Easy Money. I want you to do. I want you to go get you a little league team, and I want you to get them all together. Don't yell at them. I want you to get them up on they running and they breathing, and get them all together. Get them some pads, some helmets. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they're good. And then I'm gonna bring my boys over, and they're gonna be the same age your boys, and we're gonna fucking crush you. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna fucking crush you, and you're gonna see how I coach, and you're gonna see how they respond to me being that goddamn militant goddamn coach on the sideline. We will come and crush you. You probably wouldn't even get yard rushing. You wouldn't get 3 yards passing. We would crush your ass. Period. Point blank. All that punk ass coaching. I don't do punk ass coaching. That's
and the thing is, with BMU, here's the thing. I've heard you guys talk about the military and warfare and everything. You can train a person all the live long day to be the most perfect killing machine, but if they don't have the mindset to do so, they will not perform. Exactly. They won't. It takes a different type of mindset to take human life. Now, once you take human life, it changes you forever. Forever. You will never be the same.
Easy Money. Hold on, Easy Money. You coached basketball last year. How many games did y'all win? See, we talk about success here. Hold on a second. Hold on just a second. Let me show you something. Hold on just a second.
Oh, man. Easy Money, man.
Easy Money come with the softball stuff all the time, though, man.
Hey, man,
like you don't need to be yelled at. I mean, so what? I mean, one thing is, why does it even hurt your feelings in the first place? It's a drill sergeant. He's supposed to yell at you.
First of all, man, Joe, how can you get through a whole basketball season without yelling at the kids? You
I
know,
don't know. I have no
how
idea.
you do that.
I don't either. I played football and I boxed. You know what I'm saying? Like I got yelled at all the time,
Easy. I got
even
a
when I
question.
did something right.
Easy. Do you know even how to use how to even load a gun? I'm just curious now.
Yes. Why would that be your first question?
Because I know a lot of no fans, a lot of punk ass bitches say that you haven't seen a gun in your life. That's what I'm asking. I'm just curious.
Hold on. I want to address it real quick. Let me get my camera on. Hold on. So easy money. You said they don't take all that yelling, and you said yelling at people doesn't give them the mindset for success. Y'all capping, right?
Yeah.
No, we're not capping.
I stand by that.
Hold on. I'm that coach, right? I'm that coach. I get on their ass, right? I'm gonna share something with you. This was let's see. This was 4 years ago. Super Bowl champions. See champions down there. Champions. That's my team. That's year one. That's 4 years ago. This is 3 years ago. Super Bowl champions. This is 2 years ago. Super Bowl champions. This is 4 years ago. Super Bowl champions. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. I got the receipts. As a matter of fact, I got so many goddamn championship trophies over here. I don't know what to fucking do with them. My shit works.
So you're saying that you yelling at the players won those trophies, not the talent, not the plays, not the dedication of the players, just yelling at them.
Hell yeah. On their fucking ass. Every fucking day. On their ass. What about their schoolwork, about how they treat their mamas, how to respect your mama, how to run the ball, how not to fumble the ball, how to tackle. Get your big ass. I tell them, get your big ass off the fucking ground, stop acting like a punk, and get up and play. And they respond to that. And they fucking winners. They're fucking winners.
You cannot handle a boy with kid gloves. Easy money.
No.
Boys have to be tamed. They have to be tamed, and they require a much more firm hand than a female does. You really do have to mold a boy to be into a man. You really do.
So that's how you treat your kids, Mandrill?
I don't have children, but when mine get here, I'm gonna be much more firm on them than I would be with a female. I knew what it took for me. I thought because growing up, I thought it wasn't necessary to do all that. But now that I'm an adult and I look at how the kid I was, how much energy I had, man, please. Yeah.
And brother, may I say something? Hey,
Now easy money. When you're not talking, mute yourself because you got an echo. But I will tell you this, easy money. I got the receipts. Can everybody mute for me? Because I think it's Mandrill on Android. Are you on your phone too, Mandrill? Yeah, there you go. I got the receipts, easy money. I just showed you the receipts. I got more in the house, bro. Right? I got Coach of the Year award in the house hanging on my wall. I could go get it and bring it in here and show. I got the receipts, my brother. This shit works. When you get on their fucking ass, that shit works. It works, bro.
So none of the other coaches yelled at their kids. You're the only one that yelled at your kids.
No, the other coaches yelled at them, but the coach, okay, let me tell you like this. If it was a coach like you on the other side line, my kids will be so motivated to dislocate the heads off of your boys, it'll be ridiculous. The boys that play for me
my question, though.
No. The boys that play for me will run through a brick wall for me. That's what they'll do. Matter of fact, I just had one I coached when he was a kid, just got accepted into college and got a scholarship to play. I can show you the picture. Man, I got so many receipts over here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you just said other coaches yell too. So it's not like the yelling is a secret sauce to success. Like obviously the other coaches are yelling and they're in last place. So what's the difference?
Easy money, you ever coach football?
No, I played it, but I never coached it. But,
Okay,
but even then, if you're saying that yelling at the kids is why you have those trophies, and all the other coaches are yelling, but they don't have the trophies, I'm not following.
Okay, so let me give you some insight. It's all about the pressure you put on these kids. And what I'm saying to you is, I'm in every element of their fucking life. I've had mamas call me and say, my son over here disrespecting me, and my son finna put his hands on me. I'm talking about every aspect of their life. I'm in their fucking life giving them the real shit. See, that's what's wrong with the world today. We get these little boys and we don't be straight up with them. We don't tell them the truth. I tell them, get your punk ass up and get your punk ass over here before I knock you the fuck out for disrespecting your motherfucking mama. That's how I talk to him. I talk to him like the world gonna talk. The world gonna destroy him if I don't get them ready for the world. And these boys are not. They turn it. When I got them, they were horrible kids. I wish my wife was in here. Those kids was horrible. But God damn it, right now I don't have the parents call me. Thank you. All I gotta do is threaten them that you coming, and they get their shit together. Because they know I'm not fucking playing with them. I'm not. I want you to be successful, and I don't give a fuck if I have to be the bad guy. I don't give a fuck if I have to be the devil. I'm going to get you where you need to go, whether you like it or not. And that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. You're going to disrespect you're not going to, I tell them, you're not going to disrespect your fucking mama. You're not going to disrespect me, or I'll choke your ass out. You're not going to disrespect. When you get out there on the field, you here to play. You ain't here to be all out there fighting. If your ass is trash, you fucking trash. And they're not the reason that you missing tackles. You the fucking reason you missing tackles. It's your fucking fault. You're the fucking problem. And I tell them just like that. And guess what? By the end of the year, we winning 12 games in a row. We winning 13 games in a row, beating the fuck out of people because they understand that I accept nothing less than perfection on that fucking field.
Yeah, but that's not yelling.
Can I jump in?
Can
I jump in? Hey, listen, my brothers, Mandrell and VMU, listen, what y'all not taking into account is they were raised with fathers. It's a different type of life. For guys raised with only their mother, you don't have that experience. So when you transition to being a young man, it's sort of hard how to relate. But a father gives you that balance. A father, it's a different atmosphere when you go to sleep and wake up and you walk in and see your daddy's nuts instead of your mama's titties. You're like, oh shit, okay. It's a different life. And I can see y'all got to understand where they speaking from. Now the brothers that don't, you may challenge what they say, like yelling at the boy, yeah. Now if it's your son, it's a great time to groom them. But a lot of these boys that they were like BMU was coaching didn't have fathers. Mandrell looked back on it like, man, if I ever have a son, he ain't gonna get away with none of this shit that's going on out here. That's all he's saying. And if you don't have a child and you think like I'm gonna talk to him, you can talk to him from the time they come out the womb, show them how to do stuff. You don't gotta play video games, show your son how to make the video games. Because if he's just gonna be a consumer, he's not gonna go up. He's not gonna advance. If not, he can play sports, he can be an engineer, he can fucking be a skydiver. But if you're a father, you can give that to your child. You got to think about over the last 35 years, the fatherhood has been down. There's a lot of brothers lost. Crackhead and crack tore us up. We got to get out of that.
But imagine this, Trey. Yeah. If I'm coaching football and a dude go out there and I know he better than that and he miss a tackle, and I say, "Come here, Jeffrey. Don't do that again, please. Next time you go out there, make sure you grab him and hold him tight and bring him down to the ground." These fucking boys will run over me. They wouldn't have no goddamn respect for me.
Well, here, I'm going to give you my
all this goddamn coddling and treating them like girls. I
have been a coach, and I have been so, and as a coach, I never cuss at my kids because one, when I'm coaching a sport, basketball, football, and believe me, I got sports accolades, high school, but I ain't going to go into that. But when I'm trying to get across to the young man or young woman, that when you sign up, you're gonna get 100% of me. If I got to curse at you, that's not the type of coach I am. I will replace you with somebody who's trying. I'd rather give the person who's trying and aspiring that opportunity because now I got two diamonds in a rough. But still, even now, these kids don't respond to cursing.
What you just said, though, Trey? That's where me and you different. And I respect the fact that you're coaching because it takes a lot for a man to be out there with other women's children and training them and teaching them. So I respect you for what you just said, but I'm gonna tell you the difference between you and me. You said you'll replace him. I ain't gonna replace him. I'm gonna make him better. I'm gonna stay on his goddamn ass until he get better. I'm not gonna, cause some of the kids they soft, they so soft they want to be replaced. Fuck that. You're not gonna be replaced. And get your ass out here and you're gonna play.
No. What I mean by that is if a kid gives a bad attitude towards the team, then I don't spend time with that. I'm going to work on the kid who's got that. He wants to have that understanding, who wants to be better. I'm going to give him the attention. Now, the kid who's acting out, I don't allow the team to focus on that. Even now, I don't want people to focus on the worstness of their life, sort of what we talk about as far as being a man or whatever. But still, you got to continue to put in that work, and then they'll have a breakthrough. And the kid is acting out. At some point, he'll come around and he'll be the best player on the team for sure. His actions will show. He'll be good in school. He won't be acting out with the girls. He'll have all the girls. His mama will be like, thank you so much. His daddy will be like, that's my son. And I think that's what we got to get back to. You know, if you got a child, man, go fight for your child. Don't even talk to the woman. Just fight for your child. She'll come around too.
Easy
So
Money, you
much
want to
easier.
respond?
Yeah, so just really quick. So it sounds like what you actually are doing is you're setting an expectation, you're holding them accountable, and you are firm in what the consequences are, and you are consistent in how you apply the consequences. Am I that's what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the yelling, it's the system that you have.
Right. Well, that's a part of it though. Like take Coach Bobby Knight, rest in peace. He just passed away. Everybody knew you cross Bobby Knight, you may get a chair thrown at you. You may get you see what I'm saying? You may something gonna happen if you don't play up to the standards. Look at Michael Jordan, right? I'm talking about people that had greatness. Michael Jordan. If you cross Mike probably gonna three-piece you. He gonna call you a bitch. You stupid motherfucker. He gonna do something to get you right. And even now, if you watch the Last Dance documentary, you will see his ex-player saying, you know what? I look back on it now, and I wouldn't have 3 rings, 4 rings, 5 rings if it wasn't for Mike being on our ass every day. Or Mike telling us about ourselves or being real with us and getting on our ass every day, coming in, talking shit, calling us out. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be as successful. I wouldn't have got that contract, that multi-million-dollar contract without Michael Jordan, because he pushed me to greatness. You see what I'm saying? So it's
Hang on, let me jump in for a second.
I agree with that. But being Michael Jordan, remember, had a father, and his father wasn't that way towards him. Mike had that self-motivation. A lot of guys got that. And if you want to continue to bless from that, if you can show the youth and that good spirit. Michael had a good spirit too, but his father wasn't that way. His mama was tough like that. His older brothers and sisters. A lot of young men don't have that balance like that. See what I'm saying? Michael was trying to fight his family to show that I'm good, and it just expanded. When he came around other guys his age, Mike stood out like an alpha dog. And that's where a lot of guys can do that. You can take it and stand out just by your presence. You know what I'm saying? Showing that you got a skill, whatever that is, your work.
Do me a favor, lean your head forward. What's that on your headrest? I'm trying to figure. What's that on your head like that?
It's a little
what team
little headrest with the Louisville Cardinals, man.
Oh, okay.
Let me jump in for a second.
I'm city country. Go ahead, man.
All right. I want to keep it easy. 2 scenarios that actually happened to me in real life. Number 1 scenario. My sensei, my grandmaster, he punched my jaw. I talked back to my mother. My mother got on the phone. I'm like, who the hell is she talking to? I'm like, I'm 15. I'm a punk ass kid, right? The next day in class, he came around, had his little speech like he always did front of class. He knocked me the fuck out front of the whole class. Broke my jaw.
Damn.
I never ever talked back to her ever since then. Even now, when she argues me about taking her medication for her cancer, I go, I'm looking around, I think someone's going to knock me out. To this day, I'm 37 now. Scenario number 2, as a professional chef, I yell at my cooks at all times. You know, Hell Kitchen Ramsay? That's how he is in real life. He belittles his cooks, but he comes out with the best chefs in the world. This is why he's so good. The way he talks to you, it makes you better. So, easy. If I fucking screamed at you at work, what, you going to run to HR? Because you'll be fired on the spot.
Hell yeah. Easy going to HR.
Well, what's funny about that is I am HR. So that's cool.
Okay, I'll give you a better scenario. The last person
in
my kitchen, HR came in my kitchen one time and said, why are you yelling? I said, get the fuck out of my kitchen if you're not going to cook. And they left.
So it's funny because I've had people yell at me, and let's just say that we went outside and had a conversation, and they never yelled at me again.
I won't be in a conversation.
So,
whoa! What you doing? Fighting?
You're not even in my kitchen. You should.
What you doing? Fighting? Easy Money?
Man, I can't talk about that on no public platform, man. Come on now.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. See your ugly face.
Hey, well, you know what, Easy Money? I'm gonna schedule a YouTube fight between you and Mandrea. I want you to beat his ass for me. Okay.
For what? Like, you gotta You got to come with some coins, man. Like I'm damn near 40. I ain't trying to fight for free.
Actually, how much it gonna cost Easy Money to knock Mandrell the fuck out? How much it gonna cost?
I'll do it for free.
I want to do that for free. I want to see that shit for free.
Okay. Easy Money says if I give him the right amount of money, he'll knock your ass out now.
BMU. I'll do it for fucking free. The only thing I want in return is get more prescribers, so I can knock him out. I need only one round.
Well, grooming reviews. You saying you can knock Mandrell out in one round?
No, I'm
he said for free too.
Easy.
Oh,
Mandrell might take me 3 rounds.
Oh, Mandrell. Okay.
Yeah.
So look, you can whoop Mandrell and Easy Money in one night.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm coming to Texas,
Mandrell, grooming reviews gonna knock your
ass. Grooming. I love you, brother. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I like you.
I don't
back
off.
You guys have put a hard night.
You might kick my ass. I'm not gonna lie. I'm taking my ass whipping like a fucking man.
That's all I'm asking.
Lord have mercy.
That's right. That's right. You want a perfect example of that is Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 3, the third fight. Wilder lost, but he lost like a fucking man that night.
He did.
He
lost like
so
a
grooming
man that night.
It doesn't matter who.
So
I'm gonna take your head like a man. End of the day.
Hey, so grooming.
What's up?
So what you saying is that Mandrell, he gonna know that he been in the fight, huh?
Oh, definitely. I'm not. That's not gonna be a question about that. I am gonna get some punches in. I'm not gonna hold back. Are we doing bare knuckles? That's why I know how to fight.
No,
Mandrell, you don't want to do bare knuckle?
We can, but I'm trying to protect him.
Oh, okay.
No, you need to protect me. I'm good with that. I didn't train martial arts all these years, dude.
Okay.
The only rule is no eyes.
I got grooming. I got grooming on this shit. I got grooming.
Oh, shut up, JT.
Hey, can I?
Arpay, you roll with Mandrell or grooming? Which one you got, Arpay?
I gotta go with the Greek freak, man. I gotta go with the Greek freak.
You gotta go with grooming reviews as opposed to a guy who actually does box.
Easy Money. Who you got? Easy Money.
I'm a third grade black belt.
I think I might have to go grooming. Like I forgot that he's black belt and he's from he's from Pennsylvania, like not the populated part of Pennsylvania.
But I'm a black belt too, and I grew up boxing.
Nah, man,
that's why I was going with Mandrell.
Hey,
you grew up in Appalachia,
Mandrell, I got you. I'm with you, Mandrell. We gonna take everybody money.
Exactly.
Trey said he said he'll take
everybody money.
New York. I also grew up in the hood, in the street. So
Mandrell,
that's cool.
Mandrell, Trey in the chat. He said he'll take you. That's easy money.
Trey ain't gonna take me. Trey can't take me.
Hey, I got grooming because grooming got a fist up under that beard.
Like Chuck Norris.
Hey man,
I make sure I put titanium metal around my beard so when he hits it, he breaks his arm.
So Mandrell, anything you want to say to Trey? He said he'll take you. That's easy money.
Trey can't take me. Hey, listen, I'm gonna clean up on all of y'all. I want y'all to bet against me, please do. Because I'm betting everything I got on myself. I'm betting everything I got on myself.
Hang on. Here's a good idea. Let's make this happen. All the money.
I said I was with you.
It goes to charity. Fair enough.
Not you. I'm talking about the other one. The other one said that he could take me. The one in the chat.
Trey.
No. Yeah. No. Oh, they say he'll take you. I'll take Mandrell.
That'll be a good fight, though.
Trey said we wrong. Trey said BMU. I'm taking Mandrell in the fight against grooming. Stop starting this.
Oh, there we go. All right, not a that's what I'm talking about, man. Somebody.
Hey, man, I want to add my 2 cents on what you guys were talking about, though, as far as like.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when we're talking about men leading young men, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things we have to also keep in mind, man, is that it's to teach us also as leaders. It's to mold our leadership skills also. So it should be teaching us patience. It should be teaching us empathy, but it should also teach us a style of leadership when it comes down. We all have different styles of leadership. Some of our styles are stoic. The other styles are probably a little more animated, But one of the things that we can both or all agree on is that it should be teaching consequences, right? And having them to have a better relationship with the consequences of their actions. And a lot of the problem that I see in a lot of young men is that they don't really have that reality of what consequences actually what they are. If you're talking about men leading other men, now that's a difference. But if you're talking about men leading like teenagers and young, preteens and things like that, I think those are two different levels of leadership that you have to have. So like when you were saying, Black Man, when you were talking about Michael Jordan was leading young adults. Although some of them were 19, 20 years old, he had to deal with whatever it was in their past. You know what I'm saying? And his style of leadership is, I don't give a fuck what's going on, what went on in your life. You in the NBA, you need to play up the part, right? That's his style of leadership. I don't care, because your success is also predicated to what my success is too, because we're on the team. We're playing team ball. It's a team sport. So if you don't have your shit together mentally, you may not be able to last on this team. Now, when you're talking about, for instance, like when you was a coach for Little League and things like that, man, that shit teaches you. I know that you had to learn a lot of restraint. You know what I'm saying? Because you also were young. You were a young adult teaching kids. So it also helped you as you were going.
And fighting their parents. Because mama.
Right. And then you have to deal with that.
My son like that. Don't you doctor my baby like that. Well, your son came here, soft as fucking angel, soft tissue. And then you're in the stands, you're not making it no better with them long ass fucking eyelashes on, weave down, you tripping over your hair. So shut the fuck up and go. That's how I talk to him. Shut the fuck up. If you don't want to be here, take your son with you. That's how I talk to him.
Yeah.
Get your ass off.
Even in the military, it wasn't about people being hollered at. It depends on what we're talking about. Most of it came from being stoic. Some of your most intimidating leaders were stoic. They handed down.
So y'all were grabastic pieces of amphibian shit.
Pretty much. You got to be an asshole. You have to be an asshole, but it's just a style. I had pretty much developed my style of leadership when it came down to who was in front of me, who was my leaders at first, right? I knew a lot of guys that were leaders that were really powerful because of their presence, right? It was the way that they looked. It was how squared away they was. It was they looked like they had their life together. They presented their life was together. But can you imagine having somebody trying to lead you and their uniform look like shit? Their boots ain't never been cleaned. They got hair on their face just wild. They don't look like they got their life together. They overweight. They come into work late themselves. Drunk. They got problems with their wife.
Come in drunk.
They can't even lead their own children. They out here trying to lead some grown people. You know what I'm saying? So that was what in the military, that's what we seen. I saw a whole bunch of officers and non-commissioned officers that were right along with me, and I used to have to look at them, and they had higher rank than me, and I was leading them. One of the reasons was because of their personal life. I don't know how many of, when I was an E5, how many damn E7 and E6 I had to go pick up because they ass got a DUI. How many of them I had to go to their house because they was beating on their wife? They had no business being in that leadership, and they lost that leadership. It's the same thing that we teach our children. Yeah, you might get something. Don't celebrate that you got it. You have to celebrate that you maintained it. We're not teaching them that. They think because, like right now, look at all these basketball players that they have in the NBA that don't want to play basketball no more because of some bullshit that happened to them. They didn't score well. Now they don't want to play anymore. Because that wasn't their love. Nobody was really teaching them that. It goes the same way when it comes down to, being a father. being in your kid's life. I think that was Trey F that was talking about it. That father is supposed to bring balance. He's supposed to be balanced. It's just like, you know, when you have, I got a damn cousin. I got 4 cousins that had the same father. Their father wasn't shit, and they grew up not to be shit. And I kept trying to figure out how was that. They had their father in their life, right? But their father was raised by his mama, and that's what he taught them. That's exactly what he taught them.
JT, but you know what? I'm going back to the video of Louis Farrakhan. I'm going back to what he said about telling the fucking truth. One more time.
What angers the hell out of me is the damn punctified preachers and leaders who know the truth but won't speak it for fear that something bad is going to happen to them. If you know the truth, speak it. And if you gotta die, damn it, die on the truth that you are man enough to speak.
And the reason I agree with that is because what you're saying, JT, I agree with 1,000%, bro. There are men today just won't stand for shit. And if you can line 10 men up, and I'm just talking about me, you can line 10 men up and you can let me talk to them for 30 seconds. I could tell you if they was raised by just a single mom. I'm telling you could tell the one. Now some men who was raised by a single mom, some of them did okay because they had uncles and shit, you know, come in every night. But if you can line 10 men up and let me talk to each one of them for 30 seconds, I can tell you which one of them took on the characteristics of their fucking mama. They always defending women. Always women are perfect. They never do anything wrong, right? Mama could have been a crackhead. Daddy could have been an abuser, but you only gonna hear about the abuser. You ain't gonna hear about the crackhead. Your mama was a hoe. You ain't gonna hear about all Uncle Jimmy's coming in fucking their mama, but you're gonna hear about Daddy was a Rolling Stone. How many songs you hear about that? Mama was a goddamn a flowering lily. You don't hear no songs about that shit, right? Because Mama is perfect, Daddy is horrible. But ain't nobody want to talk to. Nobody want to tell the truth. Nobody want to tell the truth. JT, we got to tell the truth. These dudes that was raised by their mama, they took on some of them flamboyant ass female thought processes, and this is what you see today on some of these panels. You see the motherfucker, you say, yeah, he's raised by his mama. You can tell.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to tell the fucking. We got to tell the truth. All these flamboyant ass niggas, I'm bad. Then you look up, motherfuckers at the Beyonce concert doing the splits. Get the fuck out of here. You know, I ain't like these dudes that's raised by their mama, man. I'm telling you, bro. Some of them got out of it. Some of them got some male influence and got in the military, did all kind of stuff. But some of these dudes that raised by their mama, you can tell when they open their mouth, you be like, oh, that's a mama's boy right there.
Yeah, that was me. That was me my first 19 years of my life till I joined the Air Force.
See? And that what? But see how the Air Force influenced you, Trey?
Yep. I was
see
the
what
same
I'm saying?
way.
So
women can't do no wrong. Women are perfect. Women are sugar and spice and everything nice. And don't talk bad about women and protect women and blah 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 blah. Until about my 4th or 5th month in the Air Force, and I was like, nah, them days is over.
This is what I was talking about earlier about bringing the draft back. That's exactly the reason why I said that.
Yeah.
What?
You said bring the draft back?
BMU, I'm gonna drop down. I guess we ready. I sent you that.
Yeah, you are paying. I'll see you in an hour. An hour and 15 minutes. Come in 15 minutes early so we can get you ready. And send me all those. Send me the links. Email them to me.
No lectures. No lectures tonight.
Hey, Arpane, you hear Trey? Trey, you hear what he's talking about tonight? You hear what he's talking about tonight?
This ain't a college class. No lectures.
He said no lectures tonight. Let them talk. Arpane, when they come up.
Trey, it's gonna be whatever the hell I want it to be. Goddamn it!
Wake me up when it's done. Then wake me up.
That's cool. That's safe for you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
anyway, I'm gonna come in there and cause some hell. That's what I'm
so
gonna do.
Trey, tonight, Trey, his show is How the Boomer Vets. 10 ways the boomers were successful in vetting women.
Yeah, but that's not gonna work.
Oh, this is great.
Well, that's not gonna work today. Yeah, that's not gonna work today.
That's good
not gonna
stuff.
work today.
That's great stuff.
It's coming on at 5 Central, 6 Eastern.
Man.
I'm with him. I got my man's back. I got our pains back, man.
Of course you do.
You gonna have some, JT. He gonna need
I'll
some
be back later
backup.
on, right?
Yeah, he definitely gonna need some
He
backup.
gonna need
Yeah,
some
guys.
backup, JT. Matter of fact, you might want to go get some more people.
Hey, so look, so
I'm
let
with
me
him.
show
I'm with
y'all.
him. I'm with
So
Brother
I'm gonna show
Payne. This
y'all. This is
fight with
his
gloves on.
this is his thumbnail for tonight, guys. So I'm gonna show it to you real quick. Then we're gonna get out of here because he got this an hour and 15 minutes before his show starts. So let me show it to you. This is his thumbnail.
Oh, come on, man.
Ron, of all people to use Ron Isley. Okay.
Yeah. How the boomer vets. 10 ways the boomers were successful in vetting women. Ron Isley been married to that woman for 20 years.
Yeah.
Damn near. She way younger than him though. He got her young, boy. 20, 21
Yeah, she like
years
my
old.
age, yeah.
Yeah, he got her young.
It's also his second marriage.
Third, I think. I think it's his third.
Maybe his third.
Because he was married to Angela Wimbush before her. He left Angela for this one.
Damn, but look at her though. Yeah. And even if he died right now, she still got some. She got some. Probably got some good miles still left on her.
Yeah, her sister married the dude from Earth, Wind, and Fire.
You're contagious. Touch me, baby. Give me what you got. And the man said,
All right.
So listen, y'all. Well, how is it that brother Ron Isley still one of the girls that's in this generation today at 80 years old?
Man,
because he got that when she was 20.
He got that Gen Z.
No. He was smart.
He's been rich for 50 years.
She was like 21 or something.
And that don't mean nothing, but everybody talk about how bad they are. Go out and snag one like that. Ron Isley, y'all should never talk about dating against nobody old school no more, because they all was players. I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all better
somebody said he was rich. Somebody said he was rich for 50 years. How about 60 years, homie? 60 years.
60 years rich.
How many dudes? 60. How many dudes is Ron Isley? How many dudes are rich like Ron Isley?
Nobody.
They all dead.
Exactly.
So
and when he pulled her, his career had just been resurrected by the Golden Shower Man. So he was hot.
Hey, Doug. Look, he had 2 Walk of Fames. What you talking about resurrected? He ain't have to have it resurrected.
Nah,
that man was already a legend.
No, they was dead in the 80s, dog.
His career was done before R. Kelly.
Listen,
man, Ron Isley got everybody on this panel some cheeks at one time. Every song, everybody on
your grandparents.
And your grandparents. Everybody on here some cheeks.
Ron Isley.
So come on, man.
Let me tell y'all something.
Ron ain't never got me nothing.
He was on Breakfast Club and they asked him about the 80s era. Like, why, when he said, we dibbed and dabbed a little bit. He said, we had a little legal thing going on with my brother come out. They wanted to do one group. We wanted to do another. They said, well, did you lose any money? He said, no. He said, because the whole time that we were not making music, we was writing music for everybody else. He said, the 80s was real good for us financially.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He said, we wrote music he said, some of your best hits in the 80s was me and my brother wrote them.
There was no resurrection for Ron Isley, homie. Wow. Trust me.
There was a Ron Isley said it himself. Ron Isley himself said it in an interview that R. Kelly helped bring his career back because it was filtering.
R. Kelly brought him after about 40 years, though.
Yeah, he brought him back
into a new generation.
Mm-hmm. He did.
He didn't have to resurrect his career.
He can make a hit whenever he wants to because he's already had them millions coming in every year. Because he was
had a hit since R. Kelly.
Trey, man, he was writing music before you was even born. What you talking about? Your mama made you off some Isley Brothers. What are you talking about?
He hasn't hit. Stop talking from your feelings. Let's talk facts. He hasn't had a hit.
That's what you talk from your feelings. That's how you operate.
Okay.
You operate just like a spoiled ass mama's boy.
Tell me Isley's last.
That's how you operate.
Tell me Ron
I did it.
Listen,
I did it.
Tell me Ron
Tell me Ron
Isley's last hit.
What?
Tell me his
He
last
just
hit.
asked the family 2021. What are you
Oh,
talking
you right. He
about?
right.
Everybody was dancing to it.
He right.
You
He
don't
right,
know nothing
Trey.
about Ron Isley,
Okay,
boy.
no.
Come on, Trey, man.
No.
You was around when this came out. You went back when albums came out, bro.
A well-known song is not a hit. I'm gonna go look the song up and I'm gonna see how it charted. I'm gonna tell you it's
What is
not a
supposed to
hit.
chart? You looking at you looking at the
That's
pop
how it's
charts, man. You a
considered whether or
fool.
not it's a
He's an
hit,
R&B
sir.
soul brother.
Not based on
He's an
your
R&B
feelings.
soul brother.
It's
This
not
ain't
based on your
Beyonce.
feelings.
I'm talking facts. I only
You're not
talk
talking no
facts.
facts.
You
You
want to
never
go
spoke a
look?
fact a
You
day
don't
in
know
your
nothing
life.
about.
You
You don't
never
know
spoke
nothing
a
about
fact.
Ron
Okay.
Isley.
You
Ron
have.
Isley
He's
pulled more
old.
chicks than
He's
you
old
ever
like
pulled.
you.
What are you talking
He's
about?
old.
Hold on, guys.
He's old
He
and
got.
He's
Hold on,
single
he got
about
two
their
songs.
draws.
Hold on, guys. I got y'all. Hold on, just a second. He got 2 hits out right now that are on the charts. Right? He's number 17. He got number 17 called "Last Time," and it's been on the chart since June
17
25th.
is not a hit.
Hold on. 17
And that's on the R&B charts.
On
And
the
it's R&B charts.
Right. So June 25th, 2023 got one called "Last Time," and then he went up to number 9 with the Isley Brothers featuring 2 Chainz, and it's called "The Plug."
Never heard of it.
And he got an album, and he has an album that's hitting pretty good with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Never heard of either of them songs. Never heard of them. Because you want to know why? Because they're not mainstream and they're not hits.
Well, yeah, they don't put R&B on the radio no more.
Come on, man. Y'all just
like Tank.
Hey,
like
look,
Tank
hey Trey, we'll talk about mainstream later on, brother. Because the way that the music thing is right now, bro, it's a whole different thing. But when you talking about, that's why I was just telling you, when you talk about resurrecting, he never had to resurrect his career because
So you're saying that what he said versus what you said, what you're saying is more important than what the man himself said.
No. What he was saying was that he had to get a whole new audience.
Was.
I've heard his interviews. Which interview you talking about?
The one you don't know nothing about.
I know the one he did on Breakfast Club. Wait, the one he did on Breakfast Club.
This was well before Breakfast Club. This was years before Breakfast Club. This was back when R. Kelly was still doing what's the name of that?
Trapped in the
Chocolate,
Closet.
whatever the hell the name of the thing is, Chocolate Factory.
Trapped in the Closet shit?
No, Chocolate Factory. And Ron Isley himself was in an interview. He was there with his brother, and he was there with another guy. I don't know. It wasn't a family member. I think it was like a producer or something. And he said he has to give credit to R. Kelly because it helped. And the exact word he used.
No, I understand. I understand that, but that still had to pull him. What I'm saying is that still had to pull him a new audience, bro. This dude was out 40 years at that time.
Audience is
it was 40 fucking years.
A new audience would be a resurrection. They don't know who he is.
Okay, we can use it as that. No, we ain't got to argue about that. I can understand what you're saying when you're looking at it in that sense. No problem. But don't be coming down on my boy though. Fuck all that.
I like Ron Isley. We gotta call facts facts. Listen, I like Ron a lot. We gotta call facts facts.
Yeah, you talking about somebody that's he working on 70 years in the industry. Who the fuck doing that? And he's still singing. That's my whole and touring. Ain't that a bitch?
I wouldn't call that singing, but okay.
Hold on.
You see how disrespectful he just got, Black Man?
He ain't singing, bro. He ain't singing, JT. He up there though. Ernie, Ernie's still playing though.
That nigga gonna tell Trey, what the fuck is going on with this nigga in my home?
You right. He don't sound like the young Ron Isley. He was on Versus. Him and what's it? Yeah, he was really, really sick because when he was on Versus, he couldn't really do what he was doing. But we love the songs. It's just like Frankie Beverly. We love the songs.
Can you imagine Trey saying that though? I never.
And I ain't fucking with Mr. Biggs. I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems, bro.
We're about to have him. How did I get into this? Should have never came home with this bitch.
Hold up. Why I gotta be R. Kelly though? That's why I gotta do R. Kelly.
Hold on. I got a question. Hey, Black Man, what inspired? I missed the beginning of your broadcast. I didn't check it. I didn't even see the notification until like an hour and 20 minutes into it. What inspired this impromptu stream?
Well, what inspired it was there's this doctor who was on the news, and I was listening to her talk about boys in class. It's specifically boys of color in class, and how traditional school is not meant for boys. Because I mean, I'll just let you see. It's 49 seconds here.
Boys can't learn the same way little girls learn at a very young age, and we're overdiagnosing little boys with behavioral problems and ADHD, and a lot of that has to do with forcing them into situations that are not good for them, meaning little boys have a lot of testosterone between the ages of 3 and 6, which means they need to run around a lot, and between learning they need to have a lot of physical activity, and we're making them sit in circle time, and we're restraining them in a way that's causing them to feel a great deal of stress with very high levels of cortisol, which makes them seem distractible, and then they're diagnosed as being problems in the classroom. And so it's not that, I mean, we're really failing little boys. It's not that there's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with the way we teach.
Okay, gotcha. I gotcha. But they want the problem is schools and every other institutions that are run by governments want things to be streamlined and regimented. You know, you can't cater to every student. That's why you have like different kind of classes. You have the regular classes, you have special ed, you got reform schools and all kind of other stuff, man. You know, and she's right though. I mean, little boys don't learn the same way little girls do. She's correct on that. You know, I'll give her that.
Man, you know? Reckless Ray said something earlier. He says they're treating boys like God damn it, it was so catchy. They're treating boys like I think he said something girls or something, like blemish girls or some shit. He said it was catchy as fuck, but it was wonderful. I gotta go back and watch it and see what he said. But he's absolutely correct. They want everybody to learn on the same level. If Becky get it right, they want Johnny to get it right. If Johnny don't get it right, Johnny get left behind. He ain't getting none of that attention.
I think that we got to understand like where that comes from. Like the modern school. The way that we do school here in America was really to get people ready for factory work. That's why it was so much focus on time and attention and do this and following the rules. Like we don't live that way anymore. People don't work in factories like they used to. We've got, among the lowest, factory and union population that we've ever had in this country. So
yeah,
different world.
The thing is, the market for unskilled labor has been leaving America for decades now. And it's at the point now where unskilled labor almost has no place here. You know, people getting factory jobs is not a lot, but the problem with that is you have a lot of people who are now unemployed. You know what I'm saying? And when you have mass unemployment, the crime rate goes up and everything, businesses close because people don't have money to spend at the businesses. That's why you see a lot of corner stores closing all over the country.
Well, man, it's less about unemployment and more about underemployment. So to your point, that back in the day, when my grandfather, was able to do 40 years at the steel mill, those are good jobs and good money. Now these kids are working at
and he could retire and have a pension.
He had a pension. He had health care and retirement until about 15 years ago. Like, yeah, he was actually retired almost longer than he worked. His life was so good. But, now, these kids are getting out here. They're Ubering. They're selling jewelry. They're selling plasma. They're working at the Wendy's. They're at the ARP. Like, you got to have like 5 or 6 jobs just to be broke. It's crazy.
Selling ass.
Selling pussy.
Yeah. I mean, that never stopped. But yeah, it's online now.
I'm saying OnlyFans. Yeah. Imagine OnlyFans was imagine if they had OnlyFans in the 80s.
It would have been Vanity's OnlyFans would have went crazy in the 80s.
Imagine in the 80s, you had Pam Grier on OnlyFans.
That would have been the death of strip clubs.
I was gonna say, didn't they just have like disco parties and shit like that? Wouldn't that have been the equivalent?
Or imagine Felicia Rashad, Lisa Bonet on OnlyFans back in the early 80s.
That would have broke the internet.
I might have had to subscribe to Lisa Bonet though.
Maya Angelou.
Yeah. No.
At one point, not in the 90s though.
And still I rise.
Still I rise.
Right, Trey, in and out of this pussy. Come pay for it now. Don't be a wussy. Oh, don't you get no tuna and Ritz before you get that credit card out and I'll show you these kids.
This is phenomenal, pussy.
Oh,
Wanda, Wanda Page be on there.
Before you go see your wife and your kids and mow your grass, get that debit card out and watch me stick this dildo up my ass.
Hey, black man, inflation would have been crazy because the prices would have been like $2.99,
oh
like $1.99. You know what I mean? Because of inflation. Oh, shit. Like the sub would have been like 99 cents, bro. Back then.
Right. But you know what though? The first OnlyFans I think was Miss Cleo. Right, Miss Cleo, they said she made millions of dollars. Right, when they caught her ass, she went to prison for what, 10 years? Got out of prison and died of ovarian cancer. 6 months after she got out of prison.
And she didn't even get most of the money. It was the people that she was working with that took most of the money.
Yep. Call me now for your flirt.
That whack ass accent she had. I said I knew she wouldn't.
They say an accent was fake. She was from Brooklyn.
She was from Brooklyn. Is Brooklyn in the house?
Yeah.
I can't be mad at her though. Hey, hell yeah, I can't be mad at her. That was the way.
Can you imagine
she
Pam?
was trying to get some money.
Man, can you imagine Pamela Anderson back then in her young days, 1920 on fucking OnlyFans?
You know who would have been out cold on OnlyFans? Shaka Khan.
Woo! Shaka Khan was fine.
Shaka Khan was bad as hell.
Listen to me, Tina Turner. Get that
something about
rolling.
It was something about Tina.
Typing. You want to?
It was something about Tina. I was still like, she scared me with that voice. She smelled like she sounded like she smoked a shitload of cigarettes.
Yeah. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Whoopi Goldberg was, could have been on OnlyFans back in the day.
I didn't understand why they was labeling her as ugly. I think it was just the fact that Color Purple shit. But I never thought that she was ugly. I thought she was just a regular looking.
Now she look like a pit bull with testicular cancer.
I mean, she's a senior citizen now.
Yeah, back in the day. And when she took a picture with her, I said, damn, wait a minute, is that Whoopi? Because I seen a picture of Felicia Rashad.
But her daughter is gorgeous. Whoopi's daughter is gorgeous, man.
Very good looking.
Hell yeah. But I seen a picture of Felicia Rashad when she was 20. I said, God.
Oh yeah.
Felicia Rashad could have got all of it, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Her and her sister Debbie Allen was fine. Both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them. And
Debbie Allen, I had a crush on her. I had a crush on Debbie Allen when she did Fame. When she was that doggone teacher. She was the dance teacher. Shoot.
Have y'all seen what's the movie with Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier?
Yeah, they had a couple of movies. Which one? Uptown Saturday Night, Let's Do It Again. And I think they had another one that they did together too.
The one where James Earl Jones played the police officer and made them go teach the kids.
That was Let's Do It Again.
Dude.
That was Let's Do It Again.
Imagine the woman that was on there, that pretty, I can never think of her.
The light skin one.
Woo,
the light skin lady.
Eyes. Oh my God, She was bad. Oh, she was bad. I don't know who that woman is. She was bad. Bad.
Yeah.
God, I say, damn, that's what y'all.
Man, that movie still, man. Both of those movies are still funny. Both of those movies.
Funny, and I think Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier were a great combination. But let me tell you this before we get out of here, because our pain be up here in a minute. Let me tell you this. When they made them movies and Bill Cosby, I think they were a great duo together. But I see Kevin Hart right now is working on a movie trying to reinvent Uptown Saturday Night and all the movies. Listen, bro, you will not be able to touch them classics, bro. I don't even think you need to waste your money.
I think they're changing the game though. I don't think that Kevin Hart is going to do it. You know how they used to redo movies and they would still have the same premise?
Right.
I think they're going to change the premise of.
But I see the thing is though, who he got playing it. See, he's going to play the part of Sidney Poitier. and
with
Nick Cannon's
Sidney
playing the part of
Poitier
Bill
or Bill
Cosby.
Cosby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's him and Nick Cannon. I can't see them just not a power duo like Bill and Sidney. They was even the one of the funniest scenes ever when he won the lottery. Uptown Saturday Night when he won the lottery.
Yeah, it
and he
have
looked
to
at
be a
his
different
ticket,
way.
and old boy took his ticket and he was dreaming and she slapped his ass because he was dreaming about a female. And he got up and said, "What you hit me for?" You know what I'm saying? Like all those different points. I even let my kids watch it, man, because it was back in the day. You could watch those movies with your children. You couldn't. You movies today, you can't. Should you be watching a movie? A big dick come across the screen, going across the screen in somebody's mouth. You can't watch it no more.
Or some big 6'7" nigga out here acting like a woman.
Yep.
With a beard and some lip gloss.
Kevin not willing to drug these bitches, so it's never gonna be what it should be.
Man,
Bill Cosby was willing to go to the next
I don't
level.
think Kevin funny,
not
bro.
willing to do it.
I don't think Kevin funny.
I think he has his moments.
He has his moments.
He got his moments. He's a solid. One of the things he's really honest with himself, because Kevin will tell you in a minute. Like he always talk about doing his stand-ups. He like, I'll never ever be the same that I was when I first came out. Different grind, different everything. That's why he said he had to change into a different. You know, he can't just be a stand-up comedian anymore because it's over with.
You see how Eddie Murphy? Shut his ass down when he sold out the. You remember he sold out the Philadelphia Eagles Stadium and did his stand-up. Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, I got the best comedy special of all time, even better than Raw." Eddie Murphy
ain't gonna
said,
be better than Raw.
Shit. Eddie Murphy said, "Oh." He said, "What?" He said, "Oh, no problem." He said, "I love Kevin, and he should be motivated." He said, "But Kevin, it's not about how many people came to see you; it's about how much revenue you made."
Yeah.
Yeah,
he said
Eddie's still eating
he said Raw made over $160 million in that.
Do you know if Eddie Murphy? Do you know if Eddie Murphy did another Raw movie? Like he could do Raw too. It don't matter what it is. If motherfuckers find out that this motherfucker is going back on the stage, because he still goes on small stages. You know that, right?
Right.
He still, because he was talking about doing another stand-up, but he like, I ain't the same person no more. So it's not. He don't feel it.
Right, and he can't talk about shit he talked about back in the day because he gonna get canceled.
Hell
yeah. Yeah, he ain't gonna be able to do it.
Can you imagine Bernie Mac right now? He'll be broke. Bernie Mac.
Yeah, but the thing about Bernie Mac is he went to TV. That was what, you know. Bernie Mac was another one that said it. Once I done got to a different, you know what I'm saying, a different plateau. I have to do something else. Now the only thing is that there are very few comedians that would do it for the rest of their life. Like you got a Dave Chappelle, you got Chris Rock. They're still doing this shit. Chris Rock was doing it way longer than Dave Chappelle was doing it. Chris Rock was doing this shit since what was the name of that shit with Robert Townsend? Partners in Crime. I don't know if you ever heard of, if you ever seen that shit. But that's when you had all these cast, the Keenan brothers. You had Pops. He came on there. It was like Robert Townsend was putting them all on, bro. Partners in Crime. That's when you first seen Chris Rock when he started doing this thing. So that was like in 84.
Yeah, right.
85?
Can you imagine though? You know, like Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker said, you know, I'm not cussing no more in my comedy. You're not selling out no more either. Go look at his numbers. He's not selling out no more. Everybody want to see Chris Tucker of 1999, 2000, 2004. If you're not finna get up there and do that, Chris Tucker, everybody want to see Def Jam Chris Tucker. He's no longer that anymore. He said, I don't cuss no more. Right? He don't cuss no more.
His comedy totally different.
Yeah, he said, I don't talk about women no more. Well, you're done, brother. Stick to the movie.
Yeah, he just talk about his family now. It's solid for where it was at on Netflix. That's basically what it is. Like, he's supposed to be coming to Detroit. There's not going to be a whole bunch of people that's going to go see him. He's not going to sell out. So yeah, I think these guys, they really understand it. You know, they hit that lick and they like, shit, I can't surpass that shit right there.
Can you imagine Bernie Mac right now saying, "He's a haggard, you know, you're a hack." You know, he's a homosexual. As soon as he say that, he canceled, he gone. They ain't even listen to that. Out there. But y'all, hey, R-Pain about to come on, man. Make sure y'all go and support R-Pain tonight, please. He'll be on at 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern. And he'll be talking about vetting, how boomers were they were better vetters than now, because men just don't have wives no more. This is the show tonight. This is his thumbnail for tonight. So make sure you guys support him in the next, let's say 57 minutes. He'll be live and in living colors talking about vetting. And so thank you guys for being
support my brother.
Absolutely.
Hey, black man.
Yes, sir. Check your email, brother. I'll send it to you.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to talk to you about.
Wrong email, bro. I had the wrong email, bro. I don't know what the hell I put in there.
It's cool. It's cool. I just remember you was telling me to send it, so I just stayed on top of it.
Yeah, I got you, brother. I said, I don't know what the hell I sent. It was some, I had your email connected to a whole nother one going across the, I said, what the hell is this? So yeah, man, but we'll see y'all in a little bit, man. Come and support Brother Payne. And we out this thing. Peace.